All right, let's get stuck right into it, shall we? Venus Real, hello, welcome. Welcome everybody to Kerbal Space Program How Not to LCnP. All right, so last time we launched both our Venus missions. I fast forwarded a bit in time, got our next lunar lander mission built. We're going to fly that today. And just a quick preview, we're uncrewed lunar surface exploration. We're basically kind of writing down the last little bit of this funding because it's worth it. I wanted to do small bodies flyby next, but can't because we have to complete the early interplanet probes first, which is this one here. Which means, yeah, Mars, Venus, orbit, and flyby for both of them. So we're gonna hold off on that for a little bit. But basically, we're gonna do one more lunar landing just to kind of rack up some confidence points here, and then I guess we're going to do the geostationary comsat thing, although we'll probably do it at breakneck because I believe we have a vehicle that can do it. We're going to do some test running on that today just to make sure everything there can work out and go well. And I mean, this is like a year and a half of funding. It's not great. 1.5 years, 840 grand, just something we can kind of do to kill time while we're waiting for our Mars window, which I think that's not until 1967. I should have an alarm for it. Let me go check. Yeah, our Earth Mars transfer points in about a year, 302 days from now. So that'll be, well, it's February 66. So I guess that's December, November-ish of 1966. So we got a little while, but we're hoping to knock out some research, which, speaking of which, I hired a bunch more researchers, got our total count up to 2,000, which means we're almost at the desirable 2-to-1 ratio of engineers to researchers. We're going to have to hire a bit more soonish, but right now we're just kind of like hanging around, trying to bank some money. So we've got, 7 days until we need to make our mid-course on our 2 Venus missions. We'll do those mid-courses, and then we'll do our lunar landing thing. Oh yeah, and I did some updating, I guess, to our Gemini thing. We still don't have the money to unlock the Gemini capsule. But as soon as we do, we can start building stuff on this launch pad that we have spent a long time building, but we'll go ahead and warp to complete on that as we gracefully complete science. And improved flight control will be ready in March, which is a ways from now. So we're just going to go ahead and warp out to our Venus flyby here. 2 days until its correction node. We'll just go ahead and jump to ship just to make sure we don't screw it all up. We can start screwing it all up later. Not just yet. We'll save our screw-ups for a little later in the stream, eh? Yes. Ta-da! Venus 1 flyby is going to reorient itself into the sun. This is a pretty big turnaround. My goodness, that was quite a hefty, well, I guess, sounded like a hefty burn, but really, look at the size of our RCS controls. They are itty-bitty, teeny-tiny, so. And man, do we have a stack of fuel on board for this thing, so there's that. We'll let this thing go ahead and get oriented, make sure we're not depleting our batteries too harshly. But yeah, this is kind of like the low science, super basic build. What science do we have on board? Telemetry, video imaging, and infrared radiometry. Just the ones that can be run quickly, because we won't be in Venus SOI for very long. We are going to certainly try to dial that in during this correction node. Just to make sure. Let's let it get itself figured out here and stable before we start time warping closer to the node, which I will probably handle manually, provided, of course, I don't fly right past it. But, be good at one thing. For me, it is zipping right past maneuver nodes. It's a long-standing problem for which I do not trust the warp to maneuver node functionality. It is pretty well built in. I don't know, maybe it works better now. I don't know. It bites you once and then you decide never again. 20 hours. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's bring this speed down a bit, and then back up. 3, 2, and yeah, 20 minutes out. Why not? All right. So if you could angle at the node, please, and thank you. And while that is happening, I'm going to jump out here to the map view and focus our view here at Venus. We want to come in nice and tight. Yeah, I mean, this is where we are currently. I guess that's what our node is plotted for. We're not going to come in quite that nice and tight. Tighter than where we are now, that's for sure. And then we're going to leave ourselves a little slack for readjustment. Yes, this is the exciting part. And so, I don't know, at least my plan for this stream is something that I think is tenable. We'll do these 2 corrections, we'll set some alarms, we'll go land on the moon again, and then we'll test our geosync stuff. I guess we should test our geosync stuff and get it started building. Let's just use throttle on this, it'll go just a little bit quicker. Probably. Yeah, I wonder how much of that fuel we're going to burn up displacing 17 meters per second on these itty-bitty thrusters. Going just a little sooner, so it'll either be better or worse, but certainly not exactly the same. And I think our orbiter mission is designed to come in polar, so not polar would be the goal for this flyby. And yeah, I guess more equatorial would be great, and if we could somehow magically figure it out to where, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to zoom out and see what our resultant is going to be, but it's not really, no, it is going to show it to us. So yeah, that doesn't really, it drops our orbit a little bit away from Earth, but not a whole lot. We would like our encounter to be like here-ish if we are going to really start bringing our orbit down and trying to capture later, but yeah, I think that's a stretch goal we're not going to meet. Gravity assists, never been a strong suit of mine, just to be real honest. And based on our fuel consumption, it looks like we'll be close to 2/3 of a tank by the time this is done. Maybe I should be staying in map view for this, because since we're off time, the correction is going to be a little weirder, but I'm going to fizz warp up a little bit. Nova! Here to help out with the poor decisions. Excellent. Good to see you. And looking forward to your assistance on my poor decisions. They often need justification. However loose it may be. My hubris is finally caught up with you. Uh-oh, JM Studios, what happened? Only now. Oh, Wookie, good to see you, buddy. How's it going? This last week's stream seems some progress was made. Yeah, I mean, maybe. We launched our Venus. We have a flyby and an orbiter. We have both contracts active, so we're trying. And soon we're going to have to start gearing up for Mars flyby and orbit. Significant likelihood not graduating this year. Uh-oh. Well, I'll say not alone in that one, I'm certain. My senior year of high school, I only graduated because my Japanese teacher took pity on me. I should not have passed that class, but she was a lenient and understanding sensei and gave me a D- so that I could graduate. So, oh buddy, I've been there. Alright, should I pull back Fizz Warp? I mean, oh man, my estimate of... Yeah, let's pull back Fizz Warp so we can dial this in good and low. Oop, not quite yet, buddy. Breathed on the key wrong. 159, that is not atmospheric, but certainly grazing it. Alright, and let's get those panels back in the sun and see how much we screw this up. You say significant likelihood. I mean, are you more than one class off? I hope not. I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to see two paths. You throw college apps out the window temporarily, throw your engineering dreams aside, and just grind the S out of the next 5 months and do a year in community college, try to get a transfer into an engineering school. That is not a bad plan, to be very honest with you. That is pretty similar to what I ended up doing. I don't know. I also failed out of community college about 5 times. Um, but the financial benefit that I've now realized, having done now all of my gen eds and stuff, and a lot of, I don't know, not really core coursework, but I did a bunch of coursework at community college for, I don't know, like 5 years, because I took like 1 or 2 classes at a time, and the savings were incredible. Like even my state school was something like 300 $350 a credit hour, and community college it's like $100 a credit hour. So I mean, like honestly, were I to give a recommendation to anyone ever, it's knock out what you can at community college, especially if you just plan on going to a state school. And a lot of state school engineering programs are actually pretty dang good. But for the most part, if you could transfer to a state school, you could transfer it to a private institution also. All right, let me bump this out just to make sure we're not killing ourselves, and let's set a node here in 57 days. Excellent. And Kerbal alarm clock at, yeah, we can get rid of this. Add alarm for Venus flyby. Yeah. Add alarm. Bing, bang, boom. Cool. Reducing your year, focus on working through your mental health issues next several months. I mean, super senior status, not as bad as it could be, especially if you come out of the other end a lot healthier and a lot happier and a lot more focused on the goal. Maybe not a bad plan. One state school offers aerospace. Well. I know with my community colleges, since my city is pretty close to like another state, there's leniency in transferring credits to the next state over, Illinois. And so I would look into that. If they're a nationally certified community college or, state-fed community college, it's a good bet those credits will transfer almost anywhere you go. Private schools, a little different. And honestly, I'm not the most educated on how college stuff works because I am incessantly bad at it. You get to do band again. I mean, yeah, that is a benefit. I will say also, I had a buddy who went to community college on a band scholarship. He got to play in their like marching band for things, which was neat. Community college not really renowned for its sporting teams, but man, they did sporting events like they were. So it is a thing. All right, let's take a quick save. Let's get our other orbiter mission on track here. Jump it to ship. Jersey has a program where you do some time at community college. They'll get you into a state school. Can't guarantee which one. Your friend's mom did that. Hey, that's, again, not a bad plan. And I'll tell you, I saved so much fucking money doing a bunch of my stuff at community college versus going straight to a state school. Mental health matters way more than finishing a school year earlier. Not medical advice. I agree with you there, Nova. Don't say getting your, I don't know, mental ducks in a row before getting your academic ducks in a row. And it may be impossible to do the latter without doing the former, and vice versa. Oh no, not vice versa. Sorry. Right. You know what I hope you guys know what I'm trying to say here. Getting yourself squared up first leaves you way more well equipped to face the challenges ahead. And challenges of college make challenges of high school seem extraordinarily petty sometimes. Cause and effect and vice versa. Got it. Yeah, I am not a licensed therapist or counselor or in any way associated with any institution of higher learning, nor am I particularly good at giving advice, so please take all of this with a grain of salt. I can only tell you what I did and how it worked out for me. And honestly. Most of it probably wasn't the greatest thing, which is why I flunked out of community college 5 times before I kind of got my together and actually gave it the old. God, calling it the old college try sounds really stupid, doesn't it? And trying to do school stuff. You can't do social stuff as well. Yeah. Well, I'll say that's the rough part. It took me a little while to realize that, like, when most of no, they weren't even my social group, but a lot of people that I knew just kind of like bounced off to college and fucked off forever, and I haven't seen them in 25 years. And at the time, it really just didn't seem like that was a thing that was going to happen, or that it would impact my life in the way it did. They just were gone all of a sudden, and all the problems that hung around with them were also just gone, and it was amazing. It did a world of good for me. I just didn't know it at the time. Fair enough, Jam Studios. Apartment neighbors have interrupted your peace and quiet with banging noises not once, but twice. Wow, I'm not talking about hammers and nails. Oh boy. Like tussling the furniture kind of banging noises. That's always yeah, that's always fun. But unfortunately, like, I was the neighbor who did that. In a bunch of apartments I lived in. It was unfortunate. I was inconsiderate, and I regret my decisions. Yeah, twice in a day. What are they doing? Not like practicing for parenthood. Oh, oh my, oh my. Aha. I interpreted banging as incorrectly. They were banging noise. Okay. I was not that neighbor. No, no, no. Never mind. I was the moving furniture neighbor, or just like the loud movie and video game noises neighbor. I think I finally got it. Finally. Sure. Yeah, no, that was definitely not me. Not for lack of trying, but yeah, nah. I wish. That would have been a different world. Yeah, no, I like my first and second apartment. I was the I was the derelict car out back that didn't move for months at a time, and like the swinging car parts from a tree neighbor. That was me. And my neighbors didn't like me for other reasons, and the loud noises from in the apartment were certainly not associated with my ability to socialize, because that was not all that existent. But it may have been hammering or, cursing at whatever thing I was trying to fix so that I could drive my derelict vehicle to work at some point. Well, 11, 10, 9. Well, looks like, yeah, it's popping us out 10 minutes early. So let's go ahead and angle into the node because, yeah, we are not going to use this engine. Let's make sure it is shut down. Excellent. It is shut down. Delete on close. Close alarm. Thank you very much. Social life is an interesting thing. Sometimes interesting is not necessarily good. Where did I hide the RCS propellant? There it is. Okay, so basically all we have to watch on this is helium. And are we going to have enough helium to make a 31.8 meter per second difference? Gosh, I hope so. Okay, wasn't talking about hammer and nails. Certainly was talking about nailing something, though. Several people care deeply, but at the same time, I feel like I disappeared and nobody would notice. Sad. You'd actually be shocked how many people would notice. My problem is even though people notice, they might not actually do anything about it, and that sucks, and it's a weird thing to feel. Therapy session. Hey, man. I wish I was better at being therapeutic, I guess. I got no qualms with it. How's it going, Bullet? Good to see you. We noticed big time. I mean, I don't know. I've had people notice, but like, oh man, yeah, where'd you go? I didn't hear from you for like 6 months. I'm like, yeah, you got my phone number, homie. Why didn't you? And that, I don't know. That's a weird feeling because I've been on both sides of that many times, and as like a, I don't know, socially awkward, anxious introvert, it's really hard for me to know, like, reach out, even if I might be really concerned. And sometimes I have learned that if I need somebody to reach out, I have to reach out. Even though it feels like the wrongiest thing to do, it's 100% okay to just be like, hey man, I need some company. Come help me out with this thing on the car. Or like, hey, you want to help me paint a wall? Are you still working on that thing? Get me out of my house. Get me out of my head. Don't know what we're talking about, but we know it's good enough. Hey man, you said the right thing. I appreciate that. Two-way street. Or many way to go introvert extrovert is a choice. Yeah, I mean, it works for some people. I definitely get to the point where I'm like, I'm tired of socializing and I want to leave now. And I definitely feel much more apt and much more equipped to handle, I don't know, social situations if I've had some time to like not be in them for a while. 69% of the time, it's right every time. Social hack. People actually like being asked to help out. They do. It makes people feel important and worthy. When you ask, like, hey, can you come help me with a thing? It makes them feel like they're capable and they've got, I don't know, there's something special about them and you recognize it. Like, most people legitimately enjoy, especially like a specialized task. I mean, if you have a pickup truck and people keep asking you to help them move, yeah, maybe not so much, but like doing a task that requires a skill. And not saying lifting heavy objects is not a skill, because it is, to do it without hurting yourself, but yeah. Someone last year, friend lost his grandpa and his cat. Ouch. Wasn't doing well in school either. Yeah, it does sound tough. Yeah, I'll say being a constant support system can be draining. Yeah, there's some guilt associated with it. Absolutely. I don't know. And again, most of like what I've said here focuses on like what I know, because like four weird analogies just hopped into my head. Here's the thing, like with little kids, like around the like 1.5, 2, they don't really know how to socialize per se, right? They don't know how to like play with another child, but they will be perfectly content doing their own thing whilst sitting next to another child doing their own thing. They call it parallel play, right? They're not playing together, but they're playing alongside each other. And it was kind of a realization for me that generally, when I needed somebody to be there for me, it didn't really matter if they were engaging with me or engaging on a task with me, but just like having somebody else around, like a buddy of mine would come over to my apartment and I'd be playing on the Xbox and he'd be playing on his laptop, and we would exchange maybe 10 or 15 sentences the entire time, but it made me feel a whole lot better. It's the same thing, it's parallel play. And so, maybe it's not always about recognizing someone for a skill that they could help you out with a thing, but just like being engaged in something in the presence of other people. Whereas, like, if I want to, I don't know, talk or be social at all, I I do a whole lot better when I have a task to focus on. Like, help somebody out with their car and we'll shoot the shit for hours, or have somebody, vice versa, they'll come and help me out. Or, like this, I'm playing a video game, but I'm also talking to all of you. And honestly, if I were just sitting here staring at a screen and I didn't have, Kerbals here to kind of give me in my hands something to do, I would probably really struggle to get 2 or 3 sentences out. So there's that. And so, yeah, to your point, James Studios, sometimes being a support system, it can be draining doing it for others, but have to reciprocate and realize that if they can do it for you, you can do it for them, vice versa. I just think social interaction like a battery. That's how I think about it. I drained it, needed to recharge. Yep, that's kind of how I approach it. It's more like a muscle. Rest it from time to time. If you don't exercise, it becomes weaker. Okay, that is also very, yeah, I can see that. Say the biggest mistake I ever made was isolating myself for way too long, and then it was super hard and awkward to, like, I don't know, reach out or ask to be reached out to or do anything. Perhaps we're all 2-year-olds. You know, there's a lot of things I comprehend about as well as a 2-year-old, so I can see this as a thing. I should probably check my fuel levels. Helium, yeah, looking pretty good. Introverts unite. Introverts unite alone in our own spaces, quietly. Galaxy Bone movement. Turn on the oven. Set timer. Take frozen dinner and poke holes in the film. Put it in the microwave. Yes. So some 4D chess right there. Going to cook it very slowly with radiant heat as it approaches room temperature over the next 4 hours. Terrible at socializing. Very little. I do actually feel fulfilled with social interaction. A concert. Seniors from last year and a junior for an hour and a half at frozen yogurt place. That was awesome. See, that's, I don't know, that's perfectly acceptable socializing, right? I don't know. I haven't socialized in forever. Leave most situation feeling more tired and not really fulfilled. Let's see, future interaction. Fair. It sounds like me heading into a social situation when I'm already feeling drained. And I'm like, oh man, I was just overly grumpy and not very engaging, and I feel like everybody hates me or thinks I'm a weirdo. So I'm just probably not gonna make myself vulnerable in that kind of situation ever again. Which, I don't know, is like the death loop of socializing, right? Like, I need to socialize because I need some interaction with people, because at some point, like, it's nice to have friends and it's nice to have people to rely on, but man, if I do it under, like, any of this long list of conditions that aren't fully met first, then I feel like I'm an asshole at the end of it, and therefore am either too embarrassed or too shocked to attempt it again. But honestly, the what has been explained to me is that nobody actually noticed, nor did they care, and I'm completely internalizing all of this stuff, and I'm the one who made it weird, but only to me, and I overanalyze it and just kind of like sit there and chew on it for way too long. And then people notice that I haven't reached out or notice that I'm not around anymore, but again, they won't, you know, and reciprocate, reach out to me. Get my toast. I like toast. Someone Twitter did calculations on how far away you need to place a piece of toast from the Atlas V firing to cook it. Okay, now we're getting into the real meat and potatoes. Shadowboxing yourself is rough. Yeah. For a very long time, I was the king of death looping myself out of social interactions, and apparently a lot of people who thought I was a perfectly normal, amiable, sociable person, I was convinced. I had convinced myself that they all thought I was a complete fucking weirdo. Because, I don't know, a joke didn't land or something like that. I mean, that's a scary moment, and honestly, I don't know at what point you dropped into my live stream during that, but I would have. I would like to think I would have noticed. I could sit here and tell you I would have noticed, and I hope it gives you some reprieve. Man, I kind of regret not having these extra 2 thrusters down here, because we have done F all as far as clearing up this node, but we do not have an engine we can fire up. We probably could activate these aft thrusters, although I'm not sure it's going to do us much good as far as speeding through this. But, you know, if we just need to speed through it, let's use Fizz Warp and literally speed through it. So used to me being yourself, they didn't bother to say anything. So show interest in people's conversations. I usually talk about things I know nothing about. Fair. Been there also. Yeah, that's part of that death loop, right? Time in 10th grade, someone I never knew asked me if I had a girlfriend. I said no. She never talked to me again. Oh, yeah, those are the worst things in the whole world to put on, like, the memory video cassette. Is like, oh boy, wow, did I really put my foot in my mouth there? Oh, boo, eek! How's it going, Sea Kraken boy? Welcome. 4 months into it? Okay. Well, I don't know. I hope I would have noticed. I like to think I was. So you made a I don't know. You can't walk into my stream with a a name like Wookie Goldberg and I don't take note. Like, of all the creative screen names I've ever come across, top tier, man. Definitely top tier. What's the thrust of these thrusters? A Newton each? Something like that. We're also, I don't know, 1.2 tons. Max acceleration 3.579 millimeters per second per second. I doubt it's even a Newton. I don't know. There's something on here that'll tell us, right? Two newtons, 2.21 newtons. There's 4 of them. Yeah. I know what a kilonewton is, but what's a fig newton? Dry mass optimization, yeah, yeah, boy. Oh man, how much of that helium is stored up here in our northern balls? About 20 liters. So I should probably open these up. If we drain these all the way, oh no, not cool, bro. All right, zero out the throttle. Shit. 24 meters per second shy. We gotta dial this in better. This is not great. All right. I wonder if we did it too early or too late. Where's Earth? So hold on a second. Huh? We're here. I'm looking at the wrong line. So we left Earth here-ish. And we should have done this note a lot earlier. Dang it. So Jackson, though, crash landed upside down, deployed rover anyway. Just got in a position, took a photo of the crash lander. I know. That was, super impressive. 2 Newton thrusters. That's masochistic. I had not intended for the correction to be quite this large, so if you ever get to see a photo of the crash by something that participated in the crash, oh man. Yeah, I hadn't even considered that angle, but yeah, 100% correct. Like, that rover was crash landed with it. Hopped off busted spacecraft, turned around and took that picture. It took a picture of the crash it itself walked away from. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use some of the dang it. We are gonna use some of the probe's fuel. Control enabled. I wish that would open up all of them. Wouldn't that be nice? Because some of these I can't really click on. That was definitely the bottom ones, right? Let's just walk through all of these. Oh man, I feel like I missed one. Yep, here it is. Okay, control enabled. Excellent. And so if I... Cool. Those thrusters are making an impact now. Let's go shut down. Oh, come on. You let me click on this thing 1,000 times. Don't be so stingy with it. Shut down the... I'm sorry, chat. I'm off in my own little world again. We're parallel playing again, aren't we? Okay. Not mistaken, the rover was deployed prior to touchdown, was it? See the time freshman year, you accused someone in your class of being a masochist, thinking you meant someone who liked doing hard things specifically for the job. Yeah, you weren't super far off. Yeah, any landing you can rove away from. They need Kerbal players as consultant on how to recover an upside-down probe. You know, just extend the antenna. Isn't that how everybody does it? What helium are these pulling from? Do I have another source of helium on this thing that I did not account for, or is it just doing it without helium? I thought I locked both of these. Where is that extra thrust? Oh, let's turn Disable crossfeed. Let's try that. Yes. Okay. Optimistic take. It was after the engine anomaly had already started. 50-meter anomaly, 5-meter rover deployment. Interesting. Default cordless drill, an astronaut with a 1-ton lifting capacity, and Bluetooth screws. Yeah. What? Wiggle, wiggle, gimbal, gimbal. Are we? Yeah, we got all 4 of those thrusters going, right? Okay. Are we actually displacing anything at all? We are. Let's monitor our tank usage here. There's our electric charge looking pretty good. Okay, so we'll keep that open, and maybe. I don't want to throw the balance off, though, for when we have to light that engine. That's going to be interesting, man. Things are tapping around like Irish dancers, man. Actually, overloaded the drive system on your DeWalt and drilling a brick. Okay, a few times the bit stopped in the material and the motor kept going awful. Yeah, okay. It's not the same as torque limiting clutch. That was in locked mode. Oh, yeah, fun. Eek. Oh, hey, we're deviating from the node. Because the only thrusters that have attitude control are locked. Dummy. We're going to have to open these up. And maybe we can use the upper thrusters for ullage. Because that's all we really need to do after, hopefully, after all of this is just ullage. Maybe a broken off tooth. You're worried to crack the gear inside the slips on the shaft when the load is high enough. I don't know, a possibility. It's unrelated. Mechanical advantages systems are like fun. Some guy take a cordless drill, hooked up with some gears and a rope, and lifts like 200 pounds. Dude, I know. It's so, just be like, nah, I will tool my way out of this physical problem. I love that shit, man. Alright, I do want to monitor fuel. I wonder how much that deviation actually cost us, and, I don't know, is there a specific requirement on orbit? Yeah. Apoapsis is below 278 million, which, okay, hey, we're below that on this side anyway, but I don't know how much, I don't know how much Delta V we have. I think it's something like 1700, give or take. This is a DCD 796. You can always upgrade to the E999 and get a rotary hammer for future masonry work. I mean, upgrade as in, like, I don't know. I'd like to think, like, yeah, just trade it in, return it, get your money back because it's effed, and then put that towards the next bit because I don't know, money wisely spent. But really, like, you're talking about buying 250, 300 bucks worth of drills. As I just recently, and by recently I mean probably a year ago, had to let go of my old DeWalt 18 volts and upgraded to the lithium ion 20 volts. In that I had one drill and now I have one drill and one battery, but I also now have a leaf blower. Whereas before on my 18 volts I had like the circular saw and the chisely thingy. Not sure what to do about the one I have now. Well, I mean, it should have a warranty against like breaking and stuff, right? So if you actually grind the crap out of it and makes a weird noise and stops working, you should be able to get that replaced under warranty. I just don't think you'll be able to return it for money or credit after you do that. But you know, if you're talking about buying 300 bucks in drills anyway, just get urged to like build something because you can. Recently start looking at building a scissor lift just because, like, oh dude, that would be awesome. I mean, yeah, I would. Lots of things I would love to build just cause, just, you know, limited availability of resources and finances. And for maybe a year and a half at this point. Yeah, I think it's I don't know. I can't even begin to know. I won't pretend that I know if it's a 1-year warranty, a 3-year, or 5-year, or whatever, but Alright. We are like halfway there, and we've pretty much dumped all the helium out. Oh, you know what we can do, however, is enable crossfeed on this thing again. Enable crossfeed, because that gives us access to the other thrusters, and then, you know what, why? Why though? Because if we're going to use the fuel, we're going to use the fuel. Just get to work. A while back, you bought a 3-in-1 3D printer laser cutter and recently started learning design for the cutter. Oh, cool. Man. we have 3D printers at work that mechanical engineers use like all the time. I'm like, come on, man, just let me get in on some of that company resources so that you can print something random for me for no reason, please. Someone says, looking at a car lift in your garage is filled with boxes at the moment. Your parents would probably not trust you to use it. Oh man, bummer. Oh, I wish I had a car lift in my garage. It'd make me quite a happy boy. I want one of those ones where I can like put one car on a lift and lift it up and then park another car underneath it. Because I have a lack of oil stains on the roof of my car. Are we still in Fizz Warp, or did that get hammered out? Alright. We are bleeding fuel pretty quick. And oh, that's only taking the helium, it's not taking the HTP. Problem. That throws us off by quite a bit. Let's see where we are currently. I do not like. Can I not make a node? Do we have comms? Why can't I make a maneuver node? Give me maneuver node, please. Oh, man. I did the calculations on the structure to make sure it won't fall down. Allow crossed. Allow crossfeed? I mean, yeah, crossfeed is allowed. We're basically pulling helium from up here to feed, because this is all basically, you know, the Gamma 2, so it's HTP and RP1, and so it's pulling the HTP from down here, but it's yanking our helium from up here. I wish you could print mechanical parts that you could actually use for things. Oh, like, I don't know, they have, like, they have printers that will do, like, titanium and stuff like that, but holy hell, massively, massively expensive. Like, oh yeah, I totally wish. I wish I could do all of that. I wish it'd be like, man, I snapped this bracket. I need another bracket. Let me just print out another one and I'll have it tomorrow. Large metal printers are like putting a down payment on a house, dude, right? Yeah. Someday, I wish. I wish. Okay. Oh, it looks like I can move helium around. I should move HTP out. Dang it, how to do all this whilst keeping everything balanced? Because really, like, I don't care if this thing only has minimal fuel when it comes down time for it, because if we get into orbit, we basically just have to point this at, you know, keep the solar panels in the wind and we're good to go. Oops, my shift is throttle up, not zoom in. I'm not in the VAB, don't be stupid. So we've got that one open, we need to open this one, and open this one, and let's close that since we don't really need it. Close that, or pin that. No, pin you, and then hit in, stop. Wow, way too much, but whatever, we can move it back. I didn't know we could move stuff across planar like that, so hey, good for us. Plus 22 minutes. God, we're killing it today, aren't we? You once printed a block to reinforce a joint with a broken weld in your futon. Nice. See? It's super useful stuff like that, which is why 3D printers are awesome. I just know, like, I would get really into it for a weekend and then get inconvenienced by something, and it would sit here and collect dust for years, because I've done that with lots of stuff. And transmission for cars, those are kind of like the second most expensive major part. I think that would be a fun thing to do. Gotta make it a manual though. The manual gearbox, super awesome. And I don't know, like the old hydraulic powered automatic transmissions are seemingly overly complex, but when you get into like the dual clutch stuff that they have now, like, holy shnikes, man. You can buy gears from hardware companies. The issue comes with the synchromesh. Like, where the hell do you get those? Yeah. No, scrap them from other transmissions. Be sensible European head out. Right on, Nova. Thanks for coming by. Always good to see you. Chat behaves for the remainder of the stream. No promises there. How are we doing on all of our? Looks like maybe we'll even out. No, we won't. We'll have to move more HTP around, but I think we can clear this next couple meters per second. Maybe we'll come in as best we can. Do it in spurts. 6 months hiatus from printing, followed by going through 2 spools of filament in a month. Wow. Manual, because mechanically it's the simplest. Yep. Good place to start. You know how manual works, then work your way up into like the other things. Scrap from other trains. They handle 500 horsepower shoved down its throat. It's the issue with most transmissions. Toa Sampa, hello, welcome. I say, I don't know, grab some tools, go to a junkyard. I mean, not now, because it's really cold right now, but just go start ripping out transmissions. I mean, just get a truck transmission. Something rear-wheel drive that handles a boatload of torque. Just tear into it. Alright, well, how are we doing on fuel here? Not great. I'm pretty sure these 2 tanks up here on the probe are the only helium we have on board, and we still need to angle back into the sun. We'll still need to ullage our engines, but we're 1 meter per second and a half away from hitting our node here. Let's open this up, make sure we're not coming in too terribly here. I'm presently working to learn RP1. 3rd attempt now. I'm currently focused on breaking the sound barrier, X1 style. Nice! Oh man, the early X-Plane days are some of my favorite, because yeah, you really do have to kind of fight for it. It makes you earn it, so don't get discouraged. Especially first times through, and with the new stuff, it takes a while to really get some of it down. Alright, we're gonna shut this down. 3, 2, 1, and boink! Shut down. Okay, node removed. How much helium do we have left? Next to none-ish. That's excellent. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Do we need to transfer in some HTP? Yeah, probably. Just to balance things out. I guess we'll leave it because we're going to burn more of that helium out, right? Man. Dire Traits, welcome. Good to see you. Nice thing about rear-wheel drive transmission is you get the 1 gear for free, usually 4, the 1-to-1 gear, the non-gear gear. Yeah. The output gear. Logging input and output shaft directly together without going through any gears at all. Yeah, the 1-to-1 ratio gear is amazeballs. Like about the sliding mesh crash boxes, there's like 3 moving parts in the whole thing. Reversed, first, second, and then direct drive. Nice. You hate X-Blades in RP1? Fair enough. I mean, some people enjoy making planes, and some people just hate it. And you know what? That's okay. I like that I have the option to waste my time on planes. Alright, let's get this angled back into the sun. Hopefully as dutifully and as gently as possible. I was feeling frustrated with trying to mate your X1 to the carrier aircraft. Also be manned. Special utility mods, you can go back and land the... Oh, yeah, no. You're shooting yourself in the toes repeatedly. You appreciate a lot more challenge than even I do. Good for you. I commend your efforts. I hope it goes well for you, and good luck and Godspeed. Alright. Several transmissions that behave like crash boxes despite technically being synchromesh. They make lots of fun noises, the crunchies. Hate planes, not called rocket science or nothing. Fair enough. Alright, let's add our maneuver node here and see what we can buy with what I assume is going to be about 1800 meters per second, which, oh hey, look at that. no, 1.1 kilometers per second puts us in an orbit. If we go full bore and do 1800 elliptical, no chance of crashing, I will accept that. So let's add the alarm for the maneuver node. I would like you to give me, we'll say 10 hours and 1 minute of lead time. Add alarm, that is in 55 days and 24 minutes. Perfect. Taking a quick save. Both these were NV3500s behind Chevy engines. fun times. Hey. Part of the reason your sudden focus on X-planes is because your third-gen sounding rocket is taking a couple years to be built. Oh man, okay. Ouch. Fly out when it came out for the making of airplanes. Here in KSP, it doesn't feel right. Fair enough. You know, fair. Alright, we are angled into the sun. We are making power. We are quick saving, and now we're going to jump back to the Space Center and start rolling out our last uncrewed lunar lander for the time being. Knock, knock, knock. Your Silverado first and second were fully unsynced by the time you bought it. Had to push the clutch, shift in third to synchro stop the clutch rotation, then first to avoid a shuddering crash. Oh, ouch. Okay, I've had effed up synchros in a bunch of my cars because I tend to really, I don't know, roughly shift into second and third and choose up synchros. Nothing like that. Back in the seat again to actually get better at driving a stick. I don't know, one of those skills you'll never regret having. So I'm going to stop, still have like a 5th chance of stalling. Okay, I'll say the good news is like once you learn the feel of any particular vehicle, it gets really easy to translate that into any other particular vehicle. It's like once you've got it, you've got it. Although it took me a lot of practice. I had to be driving a stick for, I don't know, a year or two, like daily driving it for a year or two before I had it. Shifting to first or second will stop. Sounding the same as trying to shift in reverse. Oh, clunk, clonk. That's a fun. Yeah. Those kind of noises. All right, we've got 4 days. I really think before we do that lunar landing, we're going to test our geosynchronous contract rocket. So I think it's going to be our first real use of the F2 and the F2T. But I built it like way earlier in the week, and now I've completely forgotten what I did with it. And if you can't tell by the tempo of my voice, I have completely chugged my coffee, and now really have to pee. Oh yeah, F2T Geocom. No, let's go with 1A, because that looks like a later iteration, but yet still a complete build. So let's load that up right quick. I liked making your X-15 like craft, probably because that was on the end of the X-Plane contract. Fair enough. You know, fair. Oh, this required... Okay, yeah, the 405H2, which we have the tech for. I think I paid for all of it. Let's, so, yeah. Here's what we did. We basically shortened or re-optimized the X405H upper stage. We don't have a, one, two, three, yeah, we don't have a 4th stage, per se. We just have our payload. And so this has to have enough battery, and this is a... Yeah, a griddle tank. Oh, I don't have MLI unlocked yet. Shoot, that's gonna suck. Let's toggle open closed. Alright, let's hit save on that since I haven't made any changes, and let's go run the sim. Using FMRS as the utility, because what it does is create a special save point you can go back to the other craft to recover it. Oh, okay. So you fly one mission, kind of revert, and then fly the other one back. You get like double the flying. Your family is one car with a manual, and of course 400 brake horsepower, solid rear axle. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Honestly, like, you should probably get a couple years behind the wheel getting good at driving sticks before you graduate up to something with 400 friggin' horsepower. That can be very easily a whole lot to handle. Current. Let's yeah, we're gonna go to 180. That's pretty good. And engage autopilot and light it up. Bam, bang. 3 stages of stick driving. Stage 1, all manual vehicles are the same. All are difficult. Stage 2, your car is easy, but others are hard. Yep. Stage 3, all manual vehicles are the same. All are easy. Yes. Hard, fast, agree. I'm probably not going to buy a car. Looking at your parents got a car off your grandparents. Nice. There's basically no point. I don't know. I bought my first car from my grandpa. Hey, why not? All right, yo, I'm gonna let this thing go to orbit. This first stage or so is pretty well tested, so this should be a cakewalk up to orbit. Man, that's loud in my ears, bro. Man, okay. But I'm gonna go hit the little cosmonauts room. I will be back in exactly 1 minute. In the UK, if you pass the test in automatic, you can't drive a stick. Seriously? Oh man, that's a good ass idea. All right, I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, I have returned. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, where were we? Now it looks like we're doing good. Booster sept cleanly, I appear. It seems. It's under a car. Not really allowed to drive any fun stuff. So you're trying to do an oil change. I don't know if they'd even let you do that. I mean, would they let you help them do that so you can do it at least supervised your first couple times through? Because like, I don't know. I wouldn't let somebody change the oil in my car without my supervision if they hadn't done it yet. So at the same time, added near end game parts mod for the NASA space shuttle and the Buron. Nice, making use of KOS 4. Oh, man, KOS is one of those things where I should have tried it, but I looked at it and it looked too much like work, so it's like, nah. Real challenge for you has been making it past 1965-ish. That is the challenge to just burn out. Yeah, you get to the lunar stuff, and you're like, man, I need a break. Sometimes you just got to push through. You get to the next interesting thing, which for me is Mars. Like putting anything on Mars long before I'm supposed to, which isn't going to happen here, but I'm certainly going to try. Having a manual car that's forgiving helps avoid discouragement. This is true. Don't let it be a cable clutch on the Civic. Not enough torque to keep it spinning if you messed up, and the cable clutch meant that engagement was never smooth no matter what you did. First car is something with aftermarket cams, aluminum light and flywheel, and 6-punch spring hub clutch. You're gonna feel like the mountain is. Yeah, yeah, that too. Yeah, not made it out of the 50s. Hey, doing well, Senpa. All right, coming up on Miko or not. Oh, stop at stage 4, you idiot. Go. This test is... And avionics are locked because I am stupid. This is all going so incredibly well. Man, that doesn't have time to do that now. Done oil changes on the lawnmower. Still take the shop to do everything. Oh man, bummer. Stock 11 Mustang GT. That's a big air quotes forgiving. Your current save in April 1960. You've been doing it for about a week. No, hey, not bad. Ridiculous. It's certainly not a Prius. Certainly is not a Prius. He spin, he recover, he gimbal on 405H, and it's all of its majesty. Just use this script that another user has made for launched orbit and reentry. Ah, okay. 50s usually just plagued by engine failures and human error. Yeah, there's a big learning curve that you walk through in the 50s, and a lot of it is Agathorn hates you and is unrelenting and kind of a dick. Hanging the clutch in your Yamaha R1. I never got to. I don't know. I drove one motorcycle and it went badly, but thankfully it went badly at a very low speed. First year Coyote. Was 2011 first year for the Coyote V8? I don't know. I'm not. Okay. James Studio says yes, so yes. Okay. We'll have 4,700 left in the tank after orbital insertion. That's something. I don't know if it's going to be enough because I didn't check the thing, and I should have. Okay, good. Yeah, we do have RCS on this. Not going to arm them until after orbital insertion, otherwise it's going to spend way too long trying to dial it in. And yeah, we'll see how close we get on this sim and what the boil-off looks like, because we don't have MLI unlocked quite yet. I've had a few launches where you're in the edge of your seat. Too many times I've come to a point where if this launch fails, it's game over. Yeah, I kind of miss that feeling, to be honest with you, that like the entire space program hinges on whether or not Agathorn decides to slap me across the face on this particular flight. And can I remember all the things I need to remember, like removing the stop at stage 4? But, you know, there's no shame in reverting, apparently. Dad had a new Edge GT. Originally, I was going to do some mods, get it over 300. Out the window, and he had you and your sister. Ah, yeah. 15. He traded it and combined with usually large bonus. Managed to snag the 11. Really good condition. Say it does happen. Kids come along, and suddenly you're just like, well, can't afford that anymore. All right, change apoapsis at equatorial descending node to, well, let's pack up ascent guidance. What do we need it to be? Let's find set as target, 36178. Create node. There we go. That looks a little high. Huh. Guess you've wiggled your way out of that, huh? 35,549 and 36,178. So split the difference. Let's just go 3,600. Remove all nodes, create node. There we go. Yeah, that should be fine. Meh. Favorite landings are the ones where you zero out your velocity like 4 meters above the ground, being certain that you started your landing burn too late and you're going to smell them. That is a great feeling, isn't it? I honestly, like, such a great feeling. Oh, RCS to ARM. So this is the upgrade for the 405H, the 405H-2, which has 3 whole ignitions, to which we're going to need every single one. So I really hope that some of the data points from previous 405s transfer to this one so that we can get some of that sweet reliability. I don't know. It's not like it's a super high pressure anything, and I guess, God, I hate doing satellite contracts because I find them boring, but it's a good way to put some numbers, some reliability numbers on an engine we're going to use for a little bit now. Have used some extra tanks mod installed. Don't recognize the tank on the last stage there. This is just a, I mean, it's a modular tank. It's from RO tanks. And with the, you can select like the nose and the tail, and this is just one of those selections. So it's part of the yeah, just part of the RO suite. RO tanks comes with some of these really snazzy looking things that I like to use sometimes. Talk about ascent. Reminds you still have to finish your LTS script. Go calculation is a bugger though. The time to go calc is a bugger. Like the 7 variable equation with like 2 or 3 layers of fractions and fractions. Yep. That's flying right over my linear tangent steering. Interesting. Yeah, something go far over my head as well. Dire traits. Far, far, far over my head. Alright, and oh, this tank should be not draining, but it looks like it drained. Dang it. We need to adjust the flow priority on it. Oh, it's +1. It needs to be -1. So let's go refill that. Algorithm they came up in the 60s to approximate an optimal steering program where y is the pitch angle, which tangent y equals a plus bt, where a and b are constants you calculate with other stuff. Yep, already way over my head. Most math I'm doing is vis-a-vis. I'm using a web calculator. Fair. We're like, man, I'm done. I'm done with my math classes in college now. I took Calc 2, I'm out of it, but of course, every programming class is just a math class in disguise. And that is annoying. Cosmo's gone all space, it's transferring fuel in orbit. I'm just moving it into the correct tank. I was supposed to set the flow priority differently here because this should have far less boil off, but we don't have MLI layers, so it's not actually going to do anything at all. Heat penetration 177 watts, so our boil off is almost 3 kilograms an hour. What's our boil off here? I mean none, because everything that can boil off is already gone. There's no locks on board, so it's an invalid comparison. Hard part comes when LTS is derived from a flat Earth. Oh man, yeah, and that, had they not done that. Alright, remove all nodes. Now we need another node to change inclination to 0 degrees at the cheapest, 5 hours from now, 760 meters per second. However, we need to roll it into a circularization node also, because that's all. Oh, come on, really? Yeah, fine. Pop you open. There it is. Give me this node. Oh, come on, give it back. Advanced orbital? Docking mode? No. Where is it? There we go. We don't have comms yet. I wish we would make a mod to make flat Earth. If it was a possibility, somebody would have done it by now. Oh, wrong way. Let's pull you down like so, and then we're gonna circularize this in. And yeah, I'm just doing the most loosey-goosey, not very accurate, kind of, oh, I'm not even clicking on the thing, trying to line ourselves up with this other thing. Hey, you know, that actually, nope, not quite great. Oops. This thing is touchy. There we go. Well, let's just do that. 1838.5, execute next node. We got 24 on the clock. Let's see how much we lose to boil off here. Usually involves some kind of iterative guess and check scheme. We assume no air resistance and flat Earth. Then this math 100% checks out, because apparently they would have not been able to derive the LTS equations if they used spherical Earth. Don't know how or why, because I don't know enough math. I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing: the people that derived that stuff do an incredible amount of math, and they're like, "Hey, look, just assume the Earth's flat. You're gonna drive yourself insane trying to do it with the actual spherical Earth, so just, fuck it." And it worked. So, meh. Some things don't need to be reinvented, eh? All right, we also need to monitor our battery, our electric charge, and our liquid oxygen boil off are going to be our two determining factors if this is going to be the acceptable build to accomplish this with. Might have been something to do with ellipses and polar coordinates are harder to work with. Yeah, probably. Derivation I'm looking at right now is actually using polar. Well, sorta. Interesting. Yeah, and then sometimes you just gotta be like, well, if they didn't need it, neither did I. Alright, oh yeah, wow, we are... I mean, electric charge is looking pretty good at least. Maybe we're a little overburdened with batteries, but it looks like we came... I don't know how accurate that's going to be. But yeah, boil off here, not insignificant. But it's saying, I don't know. We'll see how this... Flat Earth, but spherical cow. Mmm, tasty cows. It's a radial normal. I don't even know how to... Yeah, just that word is painful. Most LTS derivations, the one with the Saturn V and shuttle use Cartesian coordinates. It seems... what happened? Why are we 400 meters per second short? Oh wait, are we? No, we finished. We're on target. Holy fuck, this is gonna work. Okay, staging. Oop, that's quite a nudge. I guess we don't deploy until after we get the contract completion, but yeah. Hey buddy, this is gonna work. Excellent. Alright, revert to VAB. We have no changes to make. That's terrifying. I don't know what to do with myself. What did I miss, chat? We effed up the ascent. But yet... Okay, let's slap some paint on this. Open recoloring GUI. Let's... actually, you know, let's make it black metallic. And the ends we'll make common core. Boom, done. Big black stripe on the side here. The Saturn's ITG just used average gravity field. The shuttle one's sort of the magnum opus, would define coasting trajectory that would put you where you want, when you want, and extrapolate forward in time to figure out where they would actually end up in that position and velocity requirements and rerun. Wow. What'd you miss? The 2 engine failures between now and 2310. So wait, what? Huh? Rerun until the changes between each run became very small, so that it found a solution. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, just, I don't know, accuracy by volume? Alright, so we want to build this on the F2T pad, which has no engineers currently assigned, so we won't really know how long it will take to build. However, if we hit tool all, it will cost 42,000. Well, we'll spend 37,000 is our total unlock credit currently. So yeah, we could do that. That's going to drive our cost down probably. No, it's not. It's going to spend all of our money, basically. But yeah, fuck it. We're here. Boom. Done. Oh, wait. Hey, no. We still can build one of them and maybe hire the engineers. Let's also go to this and hit activate avionics before I forget and screw myself out of this mission. Alright, and let's hit save, and let's go ahead and get a few of these building. Unlock one part, yeah, fine. Oh, come on. Oh, I spent all the fucking money. Spending 0 unlock credit, base cost 25,000. So, yeah. I need about another 50 grand. Brute force to space, always. So to make it worse, when you want isn't trivial. Guess and check, because it depends on the specific pitch. Alright, let's hit save. We're going to have to come back to this probably after we save up enough money to unlock stuff, which I should have done before tooling parts. Always do those things before you tool the parts. So, where are we on our rollout? Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Venus flyby, Lunar lander, 4 days. Oh wow, we're gonna lose 3 grand in the process of that, so I guess my plan to make money while waiting has failed. Again. Rockets by hand. God, no, thank you. Guess and check loop inside a guess and check loop. Oof. Brain is too smooth. Hey man, at least you got through the first one. I'm way too smooth brain to even do the first one. God, did I take the contract? Tell me I took the fucking contract. If I forgot to take the contract, I'm gonna be really mad because now it's not launch new vessel. I think. Let's do what we do here at KSB and guess and revert. Yes, fly rockets by hand. Absolutely, every time. Shuttle should launch to hand. Shuttle should launch to orbit hands-on only. No one will sneeze. Everything will go well. Thank goodness. Lunar landing uncrewed. I did take the contract. Ascent guidance. Alright. Let's just do a very quick, very routine lunar direct, shall we? The moon set as target. Stop at stage 2. That should be... Yeah, that's after... Never mind. And this is our updated version, so hopefully we won't have nearly as many stupidity issues as last time. Launch into plane of target and engage autopilot. Yeah, we're going to go to 200. Man, I can't help but feel like, no, something here is messed up. Cosmic ray science from Moon Space Low. Another 66 science just came in. Man, we're racking in science like crazy. Nothing, not researching things nearly fast enough to spend it on. The R7 did with Sputnik. Wait, what? Sort of what they did initially. They would brute force an optimal trajectory in sims and then plot points along the nominal trajectory and then essentially make the booster do a if we're above where we're supposed to be, pitch down. If we're below, pitch up. Yeah. The missile knows where it is because the missile knows where it isn't. It subtracts where it used to be from where it was. And I forgot how it went worded, but it's, yeah, we've all heard the song. It subtracts where it wants to be from where it was and where it's going. It detects any deviation, and we call this error. Like, it sounds simple when put in such terms, but then you think about, like, well, what does that actually mean? And quickly the math goes completely beyond any ability for me to even recognize what the F it is, so... Missile guidance is a motherfucker. Oh, to the contrary, wait, what? It's also back in the day where the rockets were ICBMs, and precision wasn't that, yeah. I was saying, you're saying, oh, to the contrary, precision wasn't that necessary? I mean, it depends on your definition of precision, which, on a global scale, being able to be within, 10 miles of your designated landing area was pretty friggin' good. I mean, still, massively impressive. Yep, can't steer a warhead after 5 minutes of powered flight. Yep. Sorry. So yeah, you've got that that very brief, very intense first couple of minutes, and then everything after that is in Newton's hands in the weather, and there's nothing you can do about it. And being able to get it to within a couple of miles was, and still is, in my opinion, pretty damn impressive. Although now you can steer a warhead on entry, and basically steer a warhead almost all the way up to the point of detonation. In one paper they gave way to estimate actual error in a target. They used weird stuff like partial derivatives. Shuttle landings, the barometer is landed on the correct continent and not in the ocean. That's my personal barometer, yes. So the intended landing runway is a bonus. Hit desired continent. Not even... That's my personal goal, yeah, every time, is what continent can we hit? Man, entry guidance, in some ways worse. I don't doubt it. I mean, if you're talking things like ICBMs, entry guidance now, anyway, I don't know about the very early days of ICBMs, but nowadays, entry guidance is part of targeting guidance. So, like, the whole ascent coast at entry, all one big thing. I mean, not one big set of math problems. They probably break it down as much as they can because they have the advantage now of being able to steer warheads a lot more during the flight path than they did back then. But, woo, buddy. Most launch guidance algorithms just pretend the rocket is in a vacuum and it's all happy and dandy, right? You can't do that with re-entry guidance. You have to accommodate for things like deceleration due to atmospheric drag, because it's, I don't know, 9/10 of what's going to be affecting your ability to be on target. Okay, somebody did not check their staging. Well, forks. Yeah, that was a solid move there, Cosmo. Solid move. Fuck me. Alright, hopefully speaking of uh, atmospheric drag. God damn it. Fuck. Never confuse the faster computer with smarter computer. Being able to do iterative simulation on 1 million entry quarters to find the answer makes you look smart, even if you brute forced it. Yep. Look up equations for trajectories of drag. Pretty complex. Usually they assume constant drag and constant gravity, neither of which are valid for re-entry. True. Oh yeah, I guess it is winter. I'm like, oh man, launching at night, because I just now noticed we're launching at night. But yeah, it's February 1966, so of course we're launching at night. You can do variable ones, you just have to suck it up and do partial divs. No analytical answer. Yeah, nah, I'm good. I feel like I've done my time in math, and I'm super ready to just check out. Say, yeah, DiffyQ, no fun. I mean, you will probably enjoy the hell out of it, James Studios, because it really sounds like you love doing the math things and the calculating. So, like, once you get to that part, you will probably be having a party. But me, nah, I'm good. I, I've so checked out of math in general. Like, I get brain farty when I have to figure out how much to tip somebody. Decide to start fresh and take what lesson you learned from the last route. Maybe a good call. Good luck. Keep it simple. It's the best lesson ever. Math for the sake of math, I hate. I love doing math to actually solve problems. Yeah, fair enough. So we never got past 1965. It's because, wait, you didn't learn your lessons? Or. What happened? Huh? Okay. Did I hear a pitch change in the engine? I don't think I did. Everything looks still green. I just probably moved the camera. Kept restarting. Ah, yes. Got it. Mm-hmm. So you're like, all right, I see how I messed this up. The fun part is figuring out there are new and way more interesting ways to mess up. It's the end of a situation where your precision is not simply limited to rounding, but how many times you want to guess and adjust before calling it good enough. Fair. Without rounding, ever. It will never be exactly correct, and that just comes across as super weird in any kind of like math sense. Like, is this the answer? Like, yeah, mostly, I guess. It's not what I got to, but yeah, we're See, everything is a judicious approximation, and that hurts. Yep. Especially if you're like, no, math is the way to get the answer. It is the precision. And you're like, no, not really. Lucy, how's it going? Good to see you. Welcome. Yes, the exact answer does exist, but it's literally not possible to find it. Everything in engineering is a guess. or just kind of like, this is the best way we could figure out to make it happen. So, like, you had problem. Here's solution. It is okay. It's all right. It'll do the job. Down to 3, 4, 5 decimal places at least. Meh. No analytical solution. Got it. Good. I'm about to start training your Pokemon. Excellent. Good luck. Like pi. There is an exact value for pi, but we'll never reach it. I mean, it's the whole complexity of infinity, right? Like, is it possible to calculate a variable to infinite numbers behind the decimal place? Are you just like, at what point is the rounding just like, all right, chop it off, you're done? You get down to the point where the error in the answer is small enough to be lost in the noise. Found pi. Here it is. Nicely done, Dire Traits. We appreciate it. Yeah, 3. 3 is good enough. At 2 decimal places? Nah, we're good. Pi is equal to E. Fight me. Most structural engineers, JPL goes out to 15 for interplanetary trajectories. Fair enough. Uh-oh. We have an error in separating the Hoff. Son of a bitch. Pi is equal to E. That's a new one. David Hasselhoff has ground his teeth into our avionics, it would seem, and is refusing to let go, insisting that, gosh darn it, he's going to see orbit this time. Because all too many flights he has been denied. Well, fuck. Yeah, so 15 places for pi, being off by 2.43 to the -16 does not matter. Oh, okay. You're working with big enough numbers. It's sort of valid. Yeah. Oh. Yep, you're back, Lucy. Welcome back. Big enough numbers, it's sort of valid. Yeah, like most math. It's sort of valid. It's okay. Will it do the job? Probably. Probably. Alright, it looks like we're still going to make it to orbit with a pretty decent margin, although honestly we should stop at stage 4 because I don't want you to light the next engine just in case. Yes, made it. Thank goodness. And yeah, 300 meters per second left in the tanks. We're doing alright. Although we're going to get clear of this Hasselhoff stage before it causes too many problems, like inducing this spin, for instance. So RCS to arm, throttle is set to 0, stage it, pull us away, get clear of that thing before it spins itself way too wildly, please. Big chonk. Fair. Really smiling at the fact that first sounding rocket is relatively thick, 2-stage rocket. Nice. To be fair, calculus is a relatively young field. A few hundred years. Still a lot to learn. True. Fair enough. Alright. Create a maneuver node. Home and transfer to target at the optimum time. Create node. What was that thunk? Interesting. Okay. 3135. That looks pretty good in 38 minutes. So, execute next node. Kind of like tuning a guitar with a whammy bar. Tightening one string will slightly loosen all the rest. You will never get the tuning perfect, but you can get it close enough that nobody will notice. Interesting. Who knows if some guy 250 years from now will discover a trick that made our lives infinitely easy right now, but we don't know. Always a possibility. We can hope, right? 600 millimeters in diameter. That is a chunky sounding rocket. Like, man, I did a 500 millimeter thick one once. God, what, 3 years ago? Something like that. I started with a new save doing an Extra Life 24-hour stream, and I made a chunky sounder for the first one, and I got rode so hard for that. And I was like, no, it'll work because we can use this we don't have to buy tooling for like a long time. And 1, I was wrong, and 2, I shot myself in the foot with some of it, so But I'm here for your choices, Sampa. 600 millimeters or bust, make it happen. Prove them all wrong. Also the notion of difficult to solve, easy to check. Yeah. I hope that in 200 years someone will solve the problem of ice cream and brain freeze. Now, There's an easy solution to that, honestly, and it's only eat ice cream in the wintertime. I promise you it works. You shovel a quart of ice cream into your face while standing outside in 20-degree weather. You will not get brain freeze. Am I using the Veronique? No. I don't think I've ever done that. Araby. You're talking to Toa. Now I'm craving ice cream, dude, right? I'll say I'm using the RDO 109, and then up here it's a Gamma 2, and then we've got a generic thruster way the hell on up here. Araby, yep. It's always like that. When Titanic back in stock, dude, right? Oh, Lucy, I'm glad you're here. I took the kiddo to the Lego store for the first time because I found an old gift card and just kind of let her goof off and see all the things, and it was awesome. And I think, I don't know, she has, yeah, that is already auto-strutted. Why did it wiggle like that? What part? I guess I'm not going to be able to click that stuff. But yeah, anyway, she chose a kit, all on her own. I said nothing, but it was great. But I don't know, the fascinated look on her face is priceless. I can afford it. Definitely don't want to miss it. I say, man, I think they had the display for it at the store I was just at. I know that doesn't help you out any, but I've been typing my keyboard into Italian. Wait, what? Not eating ice cream 20 degrees. That reminds me when I recently refilled a tire in 30-degree weather, jeans and a hoodie. So, yeah, massively uncomfortable. I have been there. Legoland, California. Nice. Oh, envy. Activities the Floridian mind could never comprehend. Much jealous, Sampa. Ouch. Sorry to hear that, Lucy. Engineering internship. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. I don't know. The engineering department in my job every year we'll get a couple of interns for both electrical engineers and mechanical engineers, and watching the joy and curiosity and I don't know, hopefulness of everything fade from their eyes slowly over 6 to 8 weeks brings me lots of joy personally. Change your tire this past snowstorm in a t-shirt. That sounds like there's a string of several bad decisions made there at Dire Straits. But I also, I don't know, I had to make a quick repair to Lady Crash's handbrake cable. I don't know, in like I guess it got up to like 32 degrees inside the garage because water wasn't freezing, but it was definitely like in the teens outside, and I was uncomfortable. Tunk. Fuel balls deployed. In early RP1 games, it was a bit crazy. Only a bit. Sounds like you're slacking. Stuck a man capsule on top of an SRB sounding rocket. Hey, get that first Kerbal in space just as quick as you can. I don't know. It used to be a great way to cheat the X-Planes contract was just use an RD 101 or 102 with an X-Plane cockpit on the top of it and a parachute, and you could get the altitude and range contracts knocked out super quick. And it's shitting itself. Oh, bummer. Sorry to hear that, Lucy. But always nice to see you pop up in chat, so hopefully you can hear it. Glad you're here. Sorry if you have to, I don't know, bow out because the internet sucks, but I know how it goes. What do you mean I'm going to do nothing but PCB ground plane auditing for the first 5 weeks? First 5 weeks? First 5 years? Like, you want to know what you got to look forward to here in this profession? Here it is. Oh, you went to engineering because you thought you weren't going to have to ever talk to an actual human being. Hate to break this to you, buddy. You have a lot of interfacing with the public to do. And a lot of it is about how everything is all effed up, and you're effed up for not having for it having been effed up in the first place. And Lord help you if you don't un-eff it right now, because we can track the company losses in your salary as a multiplier. All right. Yeah. Hey, that's a pretty good lunar direct, actually. Let's see if the target's here. We'll actually be coming down somewhere over here, which is kind of close to where we have a lander. So maybe we'll backplane it a little bit. Kill rotation. It's gonna solve this out for just a second. Here, you get to make the missiles for Lockheed Martin and collect the bag. Not for a while. Actually, your intent for your version of the X1, just grabbed a procedure SRB and embedded it into the test craft. Glorious. Oh, that sounds awesome. We need to make sure we were in the next NCX TH1 fan club. The ATX case that's self-immolated. Alright, so that would, I mean, somewhere back here would put our landing position here-ish, which, you know, not the worst place in the world, I suppose. Let's not kill that. We don't need it anymore, and we'll get ready for staging here shortly. Top of engineering, and back to just wanting to build things. Thought about building a car. Do it. Highly, highly encourage. Alright, advanced, sun, down, execute. Let's get this angled in before we separate, just to make sure. Let's go ahead and activate avionics. We should be good. We updated and kind of rechecked all of this the last time we really screwed up on this, so the Jam Studios, when you have some disposable income, I mean, this would have been good advice 5 years ago, but now prices have exploded. But I would say go buy a Miata. They are so easy to work on, and you can take them apart so easily, and it's a very forgiving car, but it's so much fun to drive. So much fun to drive. Simulation launch point at 9,100 meters. It actually succeeded breaking the sound barrier after you solved the wings breaking off problem. Good problem to solve. They drilled through a mid-layer 12-volt plane without clearancing it. Ooh. Oops. Making a hole in the copper larger than the hole you're drilling. So the edges are inert. They did not. They just had a solid plane and drilled through it. Ouch. You just get parts from McMaster or 3D print for the transmission. Gonna make a 3D printed car. The whole car. A person-sized car? Alright, let's take a quick save here. We're going to go ahead and make sure throttle is zeroed and stage. Katunk. That puts us off plane by a bit, and of course we don't have any reverse thrust, so now we have to turn around. Or do we? Yeah, we gotta turn around. Sun up, execute. Let's just 180 degree and kind of dial this in, because we'd like to land on the moon, not just swing right past it. You screwed the hub into your grounded case. It turned on your PC. Guess what got shorted to where? Yeah, pop. The initial solution was just use a nylon screw, lol. Don't you guys have nylon screws? Obviously. Wow, yeah, nah. And I don't know, a mistake like that from a case builder especially is... Ooh, like you're expected, especially in kind of that area-ish, to have those sort of things sorted out. You're going to sell somebody a complete solution. You should probably make sure your solution is complete-ish. We do need to come... No, I guess we would be coming down. I did it again. Down. Execute. Let's turn that around. Alright, you just build it out of wood, because you don't have the tools or metalworking experience to actually do that. School doesn't have metal only wood tech. And at least your school has a wood shop. Mine didn't. Alright, and let's make sure we're cleaning up our garbage. Yep, that is going to impact the moon quite nicely. Excellent. That's like burn someone's house down levels bad, right? I mean, like, you're not just popping the power supply, in theory. You're starting fires. Fire in the disco. Fire in the Taco Bell. Now that song is in my head, and I am going to do you all the favor of not quoting any more lyrics because it's just bad. Shot a resistor. Physics once. Shot or shorted. I know autocorrect here can be super weird sometimes. Oh, I clicked out of KSP. Let's click back. Let's monitor our resources. Let's take a quick save, and let's go to the moon, shall we? Time to get the first launch site built. Why do you keep making heavy rockets? Good question. I mean, it's okay to start the construction of a heavy pad right off the bat. In fact, you should. But that first sounding rocket, just to get stuff knocked out, you know, as tiny and cute, and it doesn't matter if it's very capable, because upgrading a smaller pad takes way less time than building a bigger one. You don't think you shorted it. Okay. So I guess, I don't know, when you said I actually shot a resistor in physics, I just, like, what? No. Shorting resistors can be fun. That's how you make light emitting resistors. It's a little weak 10 ohm. Okay, so way too much power through it. Ah. First sounding rocket weighs just over a ton. Okay, that's fairly reasonable. You know, very doable, I would say. Alright, batteries staying charged, fuel tanks looking good. Now's the part where I should probably actually concentrate or something. Well, I mean, not like now, but soon now. Unrelated news, you recently learned that Santana did the vocals during Woodstock, not just guitar, and his drummer at 20 was the youngest performer at the whole event. Oh, wow. Interesting. Alright, we got bumped out of time warp here. Oh gosh, are you spinning now? You are spinning, because dang it. Ugh. Started smoking, and the teacher came over like, oh, yeah, nicest guy in the world. You're like, probably dial that amperage down just a little bit, maybe a touch. So, tripping balls on mescaline and hallucinate the entire set. But hey, man, nailed it anyway. I don't know. That's what muscle memory will do for you, I guess. Quite an accomplishment, I assume. Alright, let's get this done so we can start. I don't know how long it's going to take to build our geosync rockets, but the answer is forever if we don't get the engines unlocked. Now is the part that kind of sucks the most-ish. Alright, good. We're coming down in daylight, and where we will have clear LOS. No, we are not. I did it again. I looked at it backwards. Oh, you idiot. You idiot. We're coming down at night where we have no LOS. Will we be able to get comms? Not for a while. That's okay. The batteries will be long dead. Great job. Good. Fuck me. How much science do we have to transmit? Transmit science from the surface. You fuck. Damn it. Well. Good job, Cosmo. You did it again, you idiot. Alright. Well then. 18 hours until we have to, I don't know, I guess we'll take a quick save just for, why not? These tend to go badly, so it's nice to have a quick save on file. I cannot believe I looked at that trajectory wrong again. Oof, duh. Turn too high for the sake of the resistor. And for the ammeter itself, right. The Ferengi are busy acquiring everything under the sun. You can't even acquire signal. You better hide. Well played. So 14 kilometers on the first sim launch, partly due to a struct failure at staging. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, 8 hours until our suicide burn. 6 hours. We'll walk this in nice and slow, keep our batteries charged, hopefully land in a new and interesting biome, although I highly doubt it. 3 hours. It does walk up on you fast. We can't even see it, but it's over there somewhere. 2 hours. And then now the sun is behind the moon. So 1 hours, 46, 4, 3. I don't want to like overdo it. I tend to overdo it. I know, we're not charging the battery anymore, but popping out of time warp turns on the avionics, and that's just a bad time. So, we'll wait. We'll play the waiting game here in the dark while we stare at the shadow of the moon, preventing us from being able to radio anything in. But whatever. 4, 2, 1. Alright, 59 minutes. H hour. Alright, we'll pop out of this with about 10 minutes to spare. We'll get ourselves turned around and get ready for our suicide burn. Did I dial down the decoupler, or is it still going to rocket us up by about 60 meters per second? That's a really interesting question I probably should have looked into. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 minutes mark. Alright, surface velocity negative. Angle us in, please. Alright, this is good. Think you have an idea? Ideas are dangerous. They are not. Alright, let's activate avionics. We're going to go ahead and kick on our science since... Oh, wait, we don't have oogles of battery because we've been behind the moon for a while. Okay, yeah, we're still doing okay. We're okay. This is okay. Things are going well-ish. Now, 9 minutes to go. We start to ullage at about the 5-second mark. We light the engine up at -5, -6-ish, give or take. We got a slightly better TWR on this than we have in our previous builds. So I don't know, let's, I guess, quick save. Let's give it a shot, shall we? 9 minutes. 8. Okay, 7 minutes. 6 minutes. 5 minutes. Any minute now we'll be able to see the moon, hopefully before we pile into it. Moon's Highlands. I don't know if that's a biome we have actively or not. 4 minutes. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 1 minute. Bring it out of time warp. Unlock controls. Still can't quite see the moon. This makes me highly uncomfortable. Alright. Ready with ullage, ready with engine ignition. 43 seconds. There she is. 35 seconds. 30 seconds. Moon's major craters. I think we actually already have this biome. Fuck. 20 seconds. No signal. That sucks. 15 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, ullage. Oh, I can't ullage. Shit. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ullage, ignition. Oh gosh, we're way past ignition. Shit. Shoot. I forgot, no signal means I can't manually ullage the engines. Yeah, no, that is walking up really fast. Suicide burn countdown is still negative. I think we're going to give this one another shot. And sorry. It's amazing how much 1 or 2 seconds difference will make. Joey smashing into the surface, 500 meters per second. 500 meters per second is being super lenient. That was easily 1.5 kilometers per second. Okay, so we need to light up way before 5. Make sure avionics are active. Everything is in waiting, not stopped. 9 minutes. Let's go. No signal, so we're gonna hit the button at 2 seconds because that ullage took quite a long time. Yeah, always forgetting something. 6 minutes. Four minutes. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. You know, I could do this a dozen times, and I think I've done it, I don't know, what, 4 times over the last 3 weeks, and it still makes me super, super anxious. Alright, I guess I don't need to hold my finger over the H key because it's not going to do anything anyway. Like I had to check or something. Okay. 40 seconds. Alright, -2. We're going to hit the Z key at -2 from the suicide burn countdown. Let's switch this over to radar altimetry. 20 seconds. And then we just kind of cross our fingers and wait. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Waiting on ignition. 1, 2. Light it. Ullage. Engine lit. Came fully burned right at 7 seconds. So we'll see how good we are. Please run that suicide counter down. Keep going. Come on. Come on! Staging ready. 1.6, 1.5, 3. Oh man, there's still a... Ride it out. You can do it. Nope, -1.1 and... Tunk! Holy hell, what in the... Staging does weird things at point of impact. Very, very weird things. Oh. Oh, please count this as a soft landing. How has this thing not blown up yet? I don't even know when we're impacting the surface and when we're not, to be real honest. But, oh, hey. We are really flying. Game thinks that you've landed. Well, you're actually flying. Revert to launch and try again. Launch? No, I don't want to revert to launch. Hell no. I'm going to press F9. We're going to try this one more time. We're just going to light the engine at... Aha! I wonder if the whole reason I've been lighting the engine whilst going negative on the suicide burn countdown is because it thinks that the engine will not be ullaged when you hit the throttle, when you go for throttle up, and it's allowing time for engine throttle up in that calculation. I really wonder if that's a thing. So yeah, hey, let's just try to fire it at the 0 mark. I mean, honestly, we can't do it any worse than what we have been doing, right? I love how, even though I feel like I've learned this, I still F it up all the time. And like all the things that I'm like, all right, this is what I have to do. Here's the procedure. Here's the numbers. Here's the, the marks you need to hit. I'm like, well, if you're trying it a different time, all of that goes completely out the window. It's all different. Everything you've done is just wrong. It's just wrong. He wants to revert to lunch. Oh, I missed lunch. I forgot to eat lunch today. I was busy doing all the things. All right, there's our 1 minute mark. 51-ish seconds. Switch to radar altimetry. You go and get yourself angled in there, buddy. All right, we're going to fire it up right at the 0 mark and see what happens. "25 seconds. 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0 mark. Ignition. Come on, bro, seriously. All right, well, that was a 5-second mark, which at -5 we figured out last time was like almost way too dang early. And we're coming in like right on this hill, which sucks. So I think it's counting our impact over here when really it's going to be here. Hey, our suicide burn countdown has gone positive, which generally means we are not going to impact the surface. Generally. Down to 700 meters per second, 500, 300. Oh, I forgot. Staging gives you a big bump there. Switch this into kill rotation. No, let's surface velocity. No, kill rotation. Let's wait for surface velocity negative to come up to us. 2,500 meters. RCS to disarm. We can wait that out a little bit. I have very... Oh, yeah, because... Alright, surface velocity negative. Tip into that, please. Unit decoupler. I know, I keep thinking I've dialed it down, and in fact, I have not dialed it down. But hey, I have avionics this time, SimEv. Aren't you proud of me? Let's zero this out. Alright, suicide burn countdown shows 30 seconds. Press X to doubt. Because it takes me 48 seconds to displace 230 some odd meters per second. But yeah, we'll wait. Okay, explosions using that null safety wire and supercapacitor to pop it. Just mildly amused. Only mildly. Then I've done my job. I am only here for the mild amusement of everyone involved. Alright, 25. Yeah, let's kill it. Get down to about 300 meters, maybe, if that. God, that RCS thing is just going to kill me. 25, 40. Oh, I have a suicide burn countdown I could have been watching. Maybe it would have been a little bit more accurate this time. Tivquara? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. 10, 6. Yeah, firing it too early every single time. Let's just land on this big hill and not radio in any science at all. Boop. There she is. RCS to disarm. Yay! Are we in a new and unique biome? We are! Would you look at that? Not like any of this data is going to make it home anytime soon. Soft. Charmin soft. It was not the worst third attempt at landing this thing on the moon today, so hey, there we go. Listen to the background. Design your rockets to learn what not to do. You know, if you can't be a good example, be a terrible warning. Has always been my philosophy. Wow, did the couplers actually have a setting between and just lets go and doesn't push and yeets to trajectory? Yeah, I don't have that command set up, but this is RSS RO RP1 with the LCnP mods. So KSP mods is yes, all of them. There is a setting. It doesn't always take, however. Well, not LCnP is the name of the series after all. Indeed, it is. All right, let's see if we're gonna get comms at any given point here. What is that? Us. Stupid. What is that? Moonshot 9. That might be able to bounce us a signal back, but I think altitude's going to be too low, and it looks like, yeah, Luna comms early. That might give us... oh, hold on a second. Before I do anything else, let's shut down the avionics. That will buy us a little more time to radio some science in so we can get our contract completed. Come on, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Nope, no picking it up. Dang it. Don't put Hasselhoff on your rockets. I mean, you should always put Hasselhoff on your rockets. Just don't make them so thick that you can't shake him off the stage, right? Reminds me, I wish they didn't make it mandatory to have RP1 installed to make a career save. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's no balance unless, like, for the parts and such. All right, we are bouncing a signal off of this satellite. Will it... No, it will definitely be out of our LOS by the time it has connection to Earth, and I don't know if we'll have enough time to upload, but yeah, I'll say that's there, and we're really kind of already stretching that in, so nope. And yeah, unless we pick up a secondary bounce from somewhere, which maybe we will, let's keep an eye on our battery and just kind of see what happens. We're going to give it a day or two as we move further away from our... Oh, hey, but yeah, as we scooch this way, the bounce from there gets a little better. Oh, there it was. Next pass, we should have it, right? How do I force transmit? We had connection for the briefest of moments. Alright, so you get front coil spring from F350 or coil spring from Big Pen and no in between. I mean, not exactly. Sometimes, no matter where you set it, you're going to get coil spring from F350, no matter what you do. Or if you try to make, coil spring from Big Pen, it will say, you don't know what you're talking about, and give you coil from F350. All right, running, waiting. Can you radio that in? How do we force transmit stuff? Is it in this one? Filter by current vessel. What are we looking at? Video imaging 2, flying low, flying space high. Earth landed, completed. Does that mean it transmitted it? Did we get it? No, contract didn't light up. Or maybe we already have this landed and we should just force run telemetry analysis because it'll only take a couple of minutes or something. Click data on the PAW. Alright, it is in fact uploading, so we bump up 1.5 bits per second. Yeah, good job. I guess we bump up the... Telemetry analysis is currently uploading but won't give us any actual data. Transmitting at 1 bit per second. T-minus 2148 magnetic scan data acquired. So, an empty Judy. Yep, good luck. Alright. We aren't disabling career option without RP1. Just don't expect something sane to happen. Fair. As months go by, the orbits may align to get a connection. Indeed, but I'd rather... I want to close out the program so I can start a new program, and the faster we can do that, I think the better. So I guess I don't need this window open. 750 kilobyte, 527 kilobytes. So we're basically kind of just waiting. Connection timed out. Does that mean it has to start all over, or does it count partial? Oh, man, we had a little bit of a bit shift there, and we're gonna get another one here in a minute or two. Pick it up, pick it up. There it is. Ding, 92 kilobits. Transmitting 1 day, 2 minutes. So it does reset. Can we bump your priority up? Even though it says none. If it says none, that kind of looks like it finished transmitting its data. Oh no, or it just hasn't finished collecting any worthwhile data because it's going to take 12 days to run that shit. You know what? Run the telemetry analysis. Get that. That will only take a minute or two to transmit. And we just shoot that back and everything's better. Oh, hey, we got a 3 signal bounce, or a 3 satellite bounce, which gave us a higher bit rate. No, looking at the wrong thing. God, I wish we would land over here and be underneath one of our mappers, because they have a really good signal. Ding, look at that. Bing, 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 bing. Haha. I forgot to hit force run on this, which is exceptionally stupid. Forced run. Don't stop. Just go. This is the part that makes everything so exciting. 1.5 bits per second. And that should 1.5 bits per second. I thought that was all it was doing. 30 bits per second, 1.5 bits per second. Okay, so now we're giving that the fastest upload rate and hope maybe we can get a radio in. 9,000% collected. Oh yeah, we've done this one before. Hey, look at that. We got contract complete. Cha-ching. Lunar landing uncrewed. We can hit stop on that now. We no longer need it. That's all we wanted to get. Fantastic. Contract complete. We're done here. So yeah, that stopped. The rest of these can run until you just up and run out of battery, and I am okay with that. How much battery do you have left? Next to nothing. Hooah! Thank goodness. Hate how you can't even see the data you have on a vessel without a connection. Connecting is where it's pointing, where it's going, pretty much. Okay, hold on. I missed something then. Exactly, it's telemetry, IRL. I have a vague idea, but understanding not very solid. Yeah, I think Dire Trades handled it better. Didn't know all about this what the craft is doing part. Fair, neither did I. I know very little, to be very honest. Alright, back to the Space Center. We're going to close out this program, and we are going to accept the geostationary satellite contract thing and start building for it. I got about 50 minutes left in the stream. And man, I'm very thirsty. Hallelujah. All right. Uncrewed lunar surface exploration. Yeah, so really the payout's only about 200 grand from here on out, which is not that great. It's all right, just not fantastic. So let's trade this in. Yes, cha-ching, and then we will pick up geostationary communication satellites network at Breakneck, which will cost us 765 confidence. We just got 900 from the contract we completed, so it was 1.5 years, pay us 840,000, basically to do 4 satellites. Yeah, a 4 satellite geostationary network. Sweet. And 9. Hold the phone, buddy. Didn't you do that last time? You did. What the hell, man? How's it going, N9? Good to see you. LCnP is like Lord Cthulhu and pals. Oh, apt. Let me do it again. I don't know, man. Hey, okay. Fair enough. I'm not gonna, you know. Good to see you, N9, man. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and accept this here program. Should cling. We should be able to knock this out pretty quick. There we go. Can we only have 11,000. We're getting 719 a day, so we still can't unlock the engines I would like to use. Wait, what the hell? It says all of these are owned. That's ridiculous, Vinny. Got 348 science, but I got a lot of things queued up that I should probably just hold the phone on that for a second. One of these months I'll try this update out. I do recommend. Highly. Highly do recommend. Yes. Indeed. Alright. Let's see if I have the money to unlock at least one of the engines. Oh, of course it didn't. Let's open up the file again. We're going to take a look at our geosynchronous, geostationary-ish launcher, because we're using some new engines on it. F2T Geocom 1A, load, thank you very much. Bow, there she is, and X405H, engine, gimme please, nope, because I have not 25,000 credits, I have 11,000, I should have some research credit by now, right? We can do engine, purchase, yeah, we got that one, sweet, now we have no money, so we're gonna hit save, we're gonna leave the VAB, and we're gonna making money per month? Wild. I know, dude, right? If you tried unguided solid kicks for geo insertion, yeah. The first geostationary thing we did. Oh man, was it a? No, I think we used the XLR11 for that because I was getting huge margins of error on solid kicks because I use a lot of structural parts that throw off the math for like everything. All right, it's 43 days. How long until that? That's 18 days. We'll just hit warp to complete. Ka-ching. Yeah, that's fine. We don't care about that. 5 more days until we get improved flight control. Warp to complete. Come on. Cha-ching. Yeah, we got. What if my. So somewhere it tells me my total unlock credit. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to unlock these engines so I can get this thing moving. Even just 2 parts and mech jeb couldn't hit the tilt view. 1 solid and a probe core. You're right. Yeah. Like, it's fun to try the first 4 or 5 times. After that, it gets real annoying real fast. You know, try to do a spin stabilized. Alright, I should maybe have the combined monies to do this. Got it. Yes. And now I think the only thing I have yet to unlock is the RDO 108 config. It's only $6,000. We can do that. And we're just under the amount of money it takes to build this stupid fucking rocket. Integration time, 23 days at 111. Oh, because we're at the wrong launch pad. Idiot. Let's move you down to a reasonable distance. Save. Yeah, man, we need like 300 credits to build this thing, so we're just going to give it like an extra day. I'm doing the math. It's literally just addition. Yeah, can't spend your research bonus on rocket integration, however. What do we need? Like 6,000 and some coin? Yeah, you just hit time warp and let the money go up. Alright, hey, let's go to staff and let's move some engineers around. Engineers, we're not doing anything here right now, so we'll pull 200 from you. 101A, we're also not doing anything with you for a while because we don't have the thing needed to do anything with you. So Orbiter 1, yeah, I guess we'll just pull from here for now. How many more can I... Oh, wait a minute, what did I just do? Oh, wrong one. Not 101A, F2. Our F2 pad, 570, 190 engineers idle. We don't care. 66% efficiency starting off. Not bad. Close. Let's start building. Depending depending on how long this integration takes. I don't know if we'll be able to start launching them before our Venus flyers get to Venus, but I guess, I don't know. I'm going to have to move a bunch of those engineers back because we need to really start building for Mars soon. Like, really soon. Alright, save. Not 101, but the F2 will take 55 days. Not bad. Roll time is 5 days. Alright, let's, we know it'll work. We tested it. Oh, yeah, but we only have money to build one. Forgot about that part. We've only got the money to build one. But that actually puts it, yes, 24 days until our Venus orbiter makes it to Venus. And we got to do the orbital insertion burn and collect oogles and boogles of science. So I guess, yeah, that's how we'll probably finish out the stream with these two. I don't know how long it's going to take, but nothing ever goes as smoothly as we would like it to. Ding. But if we get to 6 grand, maybe we'll tally up another one of those guys. There it is. Let me go over here and hit duplicate. Ching. Keep on moving. You just did that for all Cripple Kind in April 1966. No, wait, what? Making money per month? Just did. Oh, wait a minute. 1966. No way. Oh, the Venus orbiter. Yeah. Nice. Sweet. April of 1966. Oh, yeah. So I guess, yeah, we launched at the same window, so we got there at the same time. Sweet, man. I haven't gone to the moon with a Kerbal or anything, but I'm glad at least I could stay on track in some metric somewhere. Maybe. 4, 3, 2 days. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump on out there. Venus orbiter. Let me take a hard save before we do this, just in case things get all wonky. Jump to ship. There we go. Ooh. Alright, big stretch. Alright, cold coffee. Yes. Alright, there she is. Pow. Man, yeah, we're probably not in Venus SOI yet, are we? Yeah, so we have both an orbiter and a flyby mission inbound, just because, I don't know, I took the contracts for both, but it's 2 separate contracts. This one is actually on a much better course, so this one is pretty much in the bag. All we have to do is not sneeze on it. This one is, yeah, maybe. The Gamma 2 could fail. We could run out of thruster propellant because we don't have that much left anyway. So, we'll see. But hey, the less thruster propellant we have, the more delta V we have for orbital insertion. That's literally all that matters, because it's just going to check for 2 minutes. We don't have any requirement to radio back science. It's all going quite well. Yeah, we're basically all the thruster fuel we are pulling is from up here. Hopefully that is our last correction. We're going to put this into kill rotation. I don't want it coming out of time warp and adjusting that heading superfluously. Let's go get some stuff done, shall we? All right. Bunk, boop, boop. I did give us like a 10-hour lead on the node, maybe. I want to know what's the difference in timing on these two. Okay, so the flyby should be showing up many hours after we are already in orbit. That's the good thing. At least we've got that going for us. And power generation should not be an issue. We've got big honking solar panels, but every science experiment on this thing is about to just go batshit, so. Nice, yep. Oh, except for the thermometer. Venus Orbiter Mark II, because the thermometer I couldn't actually turn on. Data. It's not listed there because it's not running, and I can't click on it because I clipped it in there. Good job, Cosmo. Killing it, bro. We'll figure that out later. Alright, I'm still in time warp like an absolute idiot, so... one more day until we hit our orbital insertion point. 23 hours. Something like that. I have absolutely no idea if we have enough Delta V to make this a thing, so let's... Right, now we're 20 hours out, so that, yeah, about 24 hours difference between the two missions. The other mission, all we have to do is just make sure it doesn't pile into Venus, and we're good to go. So this is the one where we actually have to do something. What is our... I probably should have checked our orbital info before doing this. Landing info, don't need you, probably won't for a while. Periapsis is 1.01. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, yeah, 1.15 mil. 1.15, yeah, there we go. So we are coming in pretty high. Not exactly efficient, but I don't want to waste thruster fuel to make a correction on it now, so we're pretty much just gonna have to run with it. There she is, our first look at Venus. For realsies. Oh, you know what? Video imaging. Let's boot you up. You're taking pictures of something, I assume. Another hour and we will have... I mean, that's biome specific. Is that biome specific in high space, though? I do not know. We can get rid of that alarm reminder. We no longer need it. And that means we can put away Kerbal alarm clock. Won't need it for a while either. Alright, let's take a quick save before I completely shoot myself in the foot again. And we're going to keep these panels in the sun just so long as we can. I think everything else on here is turned on, but I'm not 100% on that, so... I mean, I know the thermometer isn't because I'm an idiot. Oh, infrared radiometry. We should definitely boot you up. You're obviously running. Cosmic ray. Let's go ahead and get a head start on you. That's running. How are we doing for batteries now? Sweet. Staying fully charged. I clicked on you already, didn't I? Yeah, I think that's everything I can... Oh, nope. We got this little guy right down here. He's already running. Fantastic. Alright. Back to the business of time warping. You know, this never gets not nerve-wracking. Like, that engine fails. It's going to be pretty dang disappointing, right? But at least Venus is real pretty. We'll get to see it again on the next mission. Alright, let's start to get things dialed in here. Make sure throttle is zeroed. If you could reactivate our engine. There we go. Oh wow, we got $2,000 in the tanks. We should adjust our node to reflect that. Oh, come on, really? Give me the node. I don't try to... Stop it. Why are you trying to also create another maneuver node? This is a really fun problem to have. We're looking at 2093, so let's just set this just north of it and assume that the decoupler is going to give us a little bit of a nudge. Excellent. Back to map view, 1 hour and 34 minutes. Let's go ahead and execute next node, please. Just use all the thruster fuel. Well, yeah, just go crazy there, buddy. It's fine. I hope that's enough to ullage. All we really need is enough to ullage the engine and then rotate our solar panels back into the sun after the burn is complete. That's all we need. I should have just let it spin. Because now it's going to waste a bunch more fuel trying to get back to the node. Yeah, see, smart money would have been just kick the spacecraft to the side, get it tumbling, get it spinning end over end. That will ullage the fuel and keep it ullaged. And then right before you get to the node, you don't really let it despin. You just light the engine up at kind of the appropriate moment, which you have timed perfectly to allow your vector to cross with your node path at the exact second you need to start the burn, and you just light the engine and let the gimbal take care of the rotation. That's how the professionals do it, and that's exactly what I will not be doing today. Alright, good. We still got some helium in the tanks. And MechJeb has turned the time warpiness back on. "20 seconds to ignition. Ullaging. Yes, good light on the gamma. Hear me, baby? Get to orbit. Go, baby, go. Yes! There's our capture. And let it spin, let it spin. Abort node execution. Save that fuel, yep. Hit margins on engines. Let's go ahead and stage it. Whew, that was quite the ejection. Okay. Wow, that was fun. Oh, and clever arrangement of tank baffles which would allow to convert a roll into ullage instead of needing a pitch yaw to do it. That sounds interesting. Alright, let's get out of the shadow here. And also, well, we're gonna have to wait. No, we don't have to wait until we're back into comms, but we can wait. I'm baffled, to be honest. Alright, we're back in the sun. Let's angle in our panels. Are we spinning end over end on axis with the sun? Of course we are, because there's absolutely no other way for a spacecraft to spin. Execute. Quality thruster placement. Look at that. Yeah! You're going to run out of fuel trying to mitigate this spin, aren't you? You son of a biscuit. Like, you know how a cement mixer has a spiral baffle inside? Oh, yeah. It's like a corkscrew shape on the inside, so that like as it spins, it pulls liquid concrete out towards the thingy. It's like you don't have to tip it; you rotate it, and there's like a corkscrew assembly on the inside that slops stuff up the hill and towards where you want it to be. Holy hell! Yeah, killing the spin is going to destroy our... Well, no, not burning that much helium. These thrusters are teeny tiny. They're hidden, like, that part is part of the model, and I just hid thrusters inside it to be cheeky. Archimedean screw. Yeah, something, I don't know. Man, I saw a video. Where basically, it's like a length of hose in a spiral, and at the outside of that spiral, there's like, I don't know, like water scoops or whatever. Not a length of hose. Sorry. It's hard to explain, but basically relies on like water not being able to push past air, or like enough air so that the water can't like push past it. So you lock the water in place with gaps of air on either side, and as you spin it, it forces the water towards the center of the spiral, which is like a pickup hose that pumps it up. They use it, I don't know, it's like a really old water pump for irrigation systems and whatnot. It would only work for propellant attached to the walls, though. No, unless the baffle goes considerably into the center of the tank. Yeah, we're right. We're dealing with zero-G stuff here. I don't know. You could just make the entire inside of the tank like a corkscrew. All right, looks like we're starting to slow our roll. Oh wow! Hold on. Look at that. Like wow. Hello, Venus. You need all of, don't do this, just enough to start the engine and run it for a few seconds whilst the rest of the propellant settles. True. True enough to be worth testing, I suppose. Awesome. It looks like we got our panels angled in. Hell yes. Boom. And looks like we got we got both of them. Venus orbit contract complete. Oh yeah. Venus flyby. Didn't mean oh, gain 100 applicants. Sweet. Nice. All right. Take a quick save here. Beautiful. And this thing is locked and loaded with all the fun sciencey bits. I think. Did we? I don't think we put orbital perturbation on it because I didn't think we were going to be able to get polarish enough to do it. Yeah, looks like I'm correct on that. I left off orbital perturbation. Oh well. Why wouldn't you then just thrust forward instead? Came to combo about halfway in. Well, you need to work fuel that is floating around in these big bubbles and a tank that's not quite full and force it to a side where it can be moved into the engines. But I mean, yeah, if you, I don't know, you're like planar or off axis, and instead of rotating a spacecraft end over end to keep things ullaged, Wookie was saying, well, it'd be kind of cool if you could point the direction you wanted to point and put it in a roll and use that roll, a barbecue roll, essentially, to keep your engines ullaged. So, all right. Now then, off to our flyby mission, even though it is already successful. Let's jump the ship to keep it constantly ullaged. Yeah, pretty much. And here's our lo-fi science guy. Yeah, just the quick burn experiments because he won't be staying for long. Let's see where we're at. Okay, yeah, there's our empty node. We can empty our empty node, and we're gonna try to dial this. Ooh, man, yeah, ow. That flyby isn't gonna work very well for us. Let's dial this out while we can. But you know, if we just kind of clip the top of the atmosphere just a little bit, the top of the atmosphere is what, 145 kilometers? Whew, probably should have checked on this before now. But I think the correction of pointing at the sun, not pointing at the sun, pointing at the sun, not pointing at the sun has done some things. So, you know, if we just kind of whisk through the atmosphere very briskly at a quick chop just to see what happens, because we've already got the contract completed. This is entirely an accessory mission at this point. And, you know, maybe we should go a little deeper than 143. Let's take it down to 138. Fortune favors the bold. 137.8. Quick saving. And we'll switch this to kill rotation so that we don't have to deal with anything. Where is our other mission? I guess we're too far out. We can't see it yet. Did we go to the same planet? Eventually, propellant would match the rotation of the craft. It would work for an ullage just before the burn, not a permanent lake. Like a flip would. I don't know. I'd have we're at the point of this thinking exercise where I need to like draw pictures and be like, but why not? I'm still probably not entirely correct, but that's, that's me. All right, hey, there's our other mission, and looks like it might be on station to bounce a signal off of, but we should have good LOS, at least right up before atmospheric testing here, so we'll see what happens. Maybe it actually will be available to bounce our signal back. It looks like we're coming into a pretty harmonious... oh wait, I don't think I have a secondary antenna on either one of these spacecraft. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure I don't have an omnidirectional here. No, nothing opening up for comms. So there's that. Okay, there's our lovely lady. We're going to come in edge on. Fantastic. Let's get some atmospheric science. Because hey, why not? Not going to be here for very long. Might as well, right? Hey. Or, the spacecraft burns up and we lose the flight entirely, but, yeah, looks like we've already got all of the scientific data that this thing would have been able to radio in anyway. So there's that. Time to periapsis, 35 minutes. It's probably about 34 minutes before we take dip our toes in very slightly to the atmosphere and just kind of see what awaits this hellhole. 17 minutes. Yeah, you're still angled on. You're good news. I made it so it wouldn't rotate. We're going to disable RCS. Let's do that now, so it doesn't try to fight against the wind should it encounter enough to make a difference. I'm really not sure it will. I don't think we'll see adverse effects on this until we get down to, I don't know, 120-ish, which we're not going to do. We just want to dip our toes in just for a minute, just to see how it feels. Yeah, obviously it's going to be at night. 3, 2, let's bring this out. 170, avionics unlocked, but no controls available. Who cares? Do we have signal? We do. How much longer will we have signal? Not very. And yeah, not harmonious with our other spacecraft, unfortunately, so... well, poo. Katunk. Hey, we are atmospheric. Are our experiments running? They are. Invalid situation for infrared radiometry, but who cares? Video imaging? We'll need an hour. We're not going to be here for an hour. We might get all of telemetry analysis, although I highly doubt it. Yeah. Looks like we've picked up a little bit of rotation. Still descending, though. Yeah, definitely not going to finish out telemetry analysis, but is what it is. And yeah, ding, on our way back up. Should have gone a little deeper. Looks like it definitely would have tolerated it. Fizz warp through some of this, but yeah, 4 more minutes. Looks like our entire time in the atmosphere was about a minute, if that, because here comes the changeover. Katunk, and we're done. Yeah, nothing even remotely interesting happened. Let you get your angle back. And just because I want to see, actually, let's... here would have made the biggest impact, but I want to just tag a node up here at our... I can't because we don't have comms. Way to go, Cosmo. This is a worthwhile mechanic, I assure you. Whoosh, and we have comms again. So, add maneuver. Set as target. No, we don't even have... I mean, really? We're not even going to get alignment marks on this? Bro. Did I not set the correct target? Venus, set as target. No target. Venus, set as target. Maybe that worked? I don't know. It doesn't look like it, because we still don't have alignment marks, and I was hoping, yeah, maybe we can swing for another flyby, clean up some of that atmospheric data, but it looks like the answer is nah. So, we're facing the Sun RCS to disarm, taking a quick save, and hey, that wraps up our Venus portion. Sweet. Nicely done. Back to the Space Center. Really should be building for Mars. Do I have, I think, yeah, we got 100 more applicants. Let's get them assigned. Sad to say at this point, I think do we have enough engineers to staff at least 2 of our launch pads? Probe reaches Venus. Oh, sweet. We got a great screenshot on it too. Look at that. Yay! It did it when I had F2 on. That's awesome. S-54 Venus Orbiter Mark II mission has reached Venus. Sending a probe this far was a great endeavor, and we are now starting to learn about our planetary neighbor. Not too long ago, we thought that Venus might be a tropical paradise with lush jungles. This probe corroborates recent telescope findings. Venus is not a jungle, it is a furnace. The atmosphere is 500 degrees Celsius, well above the melting point of lead. Though it is not pleasant, it is still of scientific interest, and this probe has furthered our knowledge. Historical information. Venera 1, launched by the Soviet Union in February 1961, the first spacecraft to reach Venus, passing within 100,000 kilometers. However, the probe failed due to an overheated solar direction sensor. First successful mission to Venus was Mariner 2, launched by the U.S. in August 1962, arriving on 14 December 62. And that's what gave us the 500-degree number, as well as revealing Venus's lack of a magnetic field, providing info about the content of the interplanetary space. Woo! Took a screenshot from the map screen. Hey, can't nail them all, but at least we get some of them. All right. Staff. I have 190 unassigned engineers. Let's move them back here. Not to Orbiter 1, to the 350. That puts it at 505. So I do not have enough engineers to fully staff 2 whole launch pads. 273 days to Mars. I don't need the tech to do it, but I feel like I should probably try to even out the discrepancy, and I am going to have to hire some engineers. I don't even have enough funds to build the rocket that I want to fly to Mars, so there's no point in actually looking at it right now, is there? Yeah, and they'll actually do some good here. I'll put... Man, nah. There's no point in hiring engineers to staff a launch pad that isn't going to be building anything for a while, so we're going to put all of our newbies into the research department. Okay. What's our daily? Yeah, 500, because I think I ordered an upgrade on... What did I order? An upgrade on the astronaut complex. Because we have to do something. We're going to have to start flying these astronauts on something, or they're going to start retiring. Yeah, we've got a backup from our Venus mission. We'll probably retool this to be I'll rework this to be a Mars flyby at some point. I will probably get onto that, but, man... I'll be ready in May. It is April. So yeah, like 28 days. Let's just go. We can chill for 28 days, right? It gives us 17 grand. That's a pretty good little bolster there. All right. Ding, and let's roll it out. Maybe we can get... take the contract. Take the contract. Yeah, this is the one where 300 and... Oh, it's 315? I thought it was 350. You motherfucker. Huh. Accept the contract. We're also going to accept Mars orbit and Mars flyby. Boom. Venus orbital science probe. Has to be a new vessel. Man, we could just refly our other mission. Maybe adjust it a little bit and knock that one out, but it's going to be 2 years before we can do it, and we're really hoping to clean up this program as quickly as we can. So, maybe not. Wow, this one requires 400. Okay, so hold on. Roll back. Let's check something right quick. Edit 315, not 350. Cosmo, you absolute idiot. All right. Now then. How much? 350 ComSat payload. You get more on. I have a ComSat payload of 315 units on the craft. I have 350. How much does this thing even get tooled? It does not, thank goodness. I don't have to retool it. I don't care if I have to move it around, I guess. Just make sure, yeah, this would be pretty unfair if you had to do tooling on these things. 311, 300 and... Okay, hold on a second. Let's do tank UI. Let's remove electric charge. Remove ComSat payload, add it back in. 316. We did rely on some of this battery though, didn't we? I changed something and now I feel like I have to resim it because we made a change. And watch that be the reason why we don't have enough battery to get there. How much battery do you have? 4.85 megajoules. I think, man, it's not like this is a really expensive rocket. Save. Do we sim it? Yeah, no. Fuck. If I sim it, we obviously won't have time to fly it. If I fly it, we might not have time to finish it. If I rush through it, which is better to do on a simulation, maybe I will actually learn a lesson. So we're going to run the sim, and that's probably going to be where I'm going to have to close out the stream, y'all. Just, you know, FYI. Because I think I see what you're saying, Dire Straits. It would be like the shape of a cement mixer, right? Alright, Kerbal alarm clock. You can go away. MechJeb, ascent guidance, 200 current. Stop at stage. Get rid of that entirely. And I do engage autopilot ignition. Alright, and we're gonna fizz warp through as much of this as we can. Just, it's as proof of concept, eh? Doop, doop, doop. Yeah, this is the part that we know will work. We'll know we'll get to orbit just fine. It's everything that happens after orbital insertion that we need to worry about. If we'll have enough delta V in our tanks to uh, get us into geosync, because we're basically relying on the X405H and its 3 ignitions. Stand by for MS Paint. Oh, sweet. And will we have enough battery upon getting to where we need to make our final burn? And how bad will the boil off be? I say last time we had enough battery and we had enough propellant. We actually scaled down our payload, but I don't know how much of the payload battery we were depending on to kind of sort that stuff out. So that's what we're here to sort. So while I don't think we'll do the actual final circularization burn, we will warp to it to see how much delta V we have left. Hey, you. What is that? Is what? Oh, money. And a fork? Excellent. Best day ever. Oh, that's not all. Wow, a hair clip? What is this? A whistle?
A dog whistle.
A dog whistle?
Dogs can hear soft things that we can't hear, like this.
Interesting. That is an awesome dog whistle.
Yeah.
Alright, so far so good. There was a little bit of unexpected torque on that stage set, but I will chalk that up to us probably being in time warp. So, one more. Oh, a little love heart. Love heart plushie. Oh, that's the best. Thank you. Alright. I am net profit of many, many plastic coins, a fork, and a heart plushie. Oh, wait, no, she did leave the whistle. Okay. Yeah. Alright, we'll hit orbit with 4,800 left in the tanks. Not bad. Let's chill apoapsis at equatorial descending node. 32 seconds left to burn. Not bad. And coming into nighttime, so actually that will that will preserve us some boil off, which makes the mechanics of this all the more frustrating. Is because if I happen to fly during the day, everything will be different. All right, send guidance. You can go away. Thank you very much. Create node. Whoa, yeah. Remove all nodes. Let's check contract. Get specific numbers here. It doesn't give us actual altitude. It just inclination below 1, eccentricity below 1, period. But no altitude figures. Womp womp womp. Yeah, here's our first geoset. We'll just set that as target, and we 36,178 and 35,459. Let's just split the difference at 36 even. Create node 2460. RCS is armed. Execute next node, please. Oh, I forgot to adjust the time. I forgot to adjust the flow priority on this. That was what I forgot. We want to move as much fuel into that as we can because the isogrid tank will boil off less. It maybe there's no MLI layers for balloon tanks, so I was going to put a single layer of MLI on this tank when we unlocked the tech. Of course, we did not unlock the tech in time, so here we are. But RF boil off losses 9 kilograms an hour. Boil off losses 2 kilograms per hour. Under the same conditions here. So yeah, the more liquid oxygen we move up here into this isogrid tank, the better. And me being me, I tried to drastically overcomplicate stuff by making basically an isogrid tank that only held the liquid oxygen, I guess, needed for the second half of the burn, because we didn't need to use the heavier tank for the kerosene of the HTP. Um, it it didn't work as well as I wanted it to, because, well, yeah, it was yeah, it didn't go very well. A lot of mathing involved, and I don't know. I was a little pressed for time, but that was what smarter people would try to figure out. Is you make a tank with MLI layers. It holds the liquid oxygen that you need for the circularization burn, and that's it, nothing else. And you put everything else into a singular balloon tank. Because the more tanks you have, the more you lose to your dry mass margin. So you want to use both as few tanks as possible, whilst still optimizing the heaviest tank for as small as it can be, which means putting just enough liquid oxygen in it to handle your circularization burn. This is our boost up burn, but I failed at it. Maybe I'll try it again, but honestly, the sooner I can be done with the geosync stuff, the better. So, yeah. And also, our balloon tank, being closer to the engine, is now boiling off at 11 kilograms an hour. And our isogrid tank is boiling off at 3 kilograms per hour. So, I don't know. Profit. Thump. There we go. Abort node execution. Remove node. And we're just going to set the node to get the timing right. Just change inclination to 0 degrees. Create node. 5 hours and 17 minutes. We need to monitor our battery. And our boil off. Basically, let's meh. None of that will boil off, but we don't know. It's in. Those are full. We can lock those closed. We don't need them so much. And let's warp on out to the node. Posted on Discord. Awesome. Thank you, Dire Traits. And even in daylight, 3.5 kilograms an hour. Now 14 kilograms an hour on the balloon tank. But we're going to assume that all boil off in here is kind of a write-off. We're not going to need it anyway. Alright, let's get up there just as quick as we can. Oh, come on. Oh, perfect, thank you. 2 hours. We know it's about 1,800 and some coin meters per second to finish off the circ burn, or circularization. The wiggling, quite uncomfortable. How much battery do we have left? Lots. Battery, not the problem. This is reading 322 meters per second. Let me, boom, stop. Nope. Let me just try to equalize our levels here. Dink, between these two. Yeah, 2275, so it's actually taking a good account on what we have and what we don't. So, yeah, this should still be able to pull this off without too much issue, and that is pretty awesome. So, we'll just have a very pretty look at this, because I am out of time today, y'all. This is where we're gonna wrap it up. So, I'm gonna run the outro. Let's see who's online. Who can we raid today? Yeah, man, my internet sucks. I'm kind of shocked it didn't drop out. All right. Damn it, N9, why aren't you are streaming? Technofreak is doing KSP JNSQ-RSS. I don't know exactly what that means, but I guess y'all get to check it out. So we'll go give them a raid. Sound good? Excellent. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was a good stream. I had a lot of fun today. Y'all are pretty awesome. as always. Anyway, yeah, I should be back next week. I don't foresee any qualms or complications, at least for the coming months. There will be an interruption late February, early March, but we'll talk about that when we get a little closer to it. So, yeah, anyway, that's going to do it for me, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And I will see all of you in the next one. So, until then,
Another package for you to lay down.
see you later.